So we should be getting started fairly shortly. I've seen the countdown in IRC.
And you're right. Here we go. Now you'll see that both runners will probably, quote unquote, probably jump straight to Link to the Past. Although sometimes in the hard logic, people will make a trip down to Retro Bryn to check the vanilla Morph Ball pedestal and the energy tank in Blue Bryn's ceiling. But probably not going to happen with these two.
Yeah, checking the Morph Ball spot first in SMZ3 is kind of the meme check. It takes a long time to get down there, and if you don't find anything, you gotta quit out or make your way back up if it's slow. So typically, people don't do it until they've got some way of going further in that area, like having Morph Ball and Power Bombs.
Well, there's a power bomb.
Yeah, that helps. We needed a Morph Ball to use them for.
Yeah, that tends to help a little bit. So they're both going to make their play up to the uncle. They're probably going to do the tree pull, see what their rewards are going to be, then go check uncle and the swamp. Ooh, and we got big 20s coming out of that.
Yeah, that's going to help them a lot going into Kakariko. Covers most of their money needs for bombs if they need to buy bombs, and if they don't need to buy bombs, they can just use that in the bottle vendor instead. Hey, there's a Morph Ball. That's nice.
That's nice and early, too.
The best kind of Morph Ball is the Morph Ball you get just a minute into the seed.
Not nice rod,
1
too.
hour into the seed, or 2 hours.
Ice rod, that's an early ice rod. So I'm gonna say that's Turtle Rock's probably gonna be
pendant. Oh, Monarchos had worse luck with those tree pulls. He's only been able to grab arrows from them. There's a quick map check there.
Yeah, 3 crystals.
Yeah. With a 5/6 crystal at Desert Palace.
Yep. So that's it. Maybe.
Aussie making immediate use of that money to buy some bombs, and Monarchos is heading straight to the finish with his whole 1 rupee. Or nope, he's actually heading to the right. He's going to attempt a Houlihan. Good choice, really. He can get all his money for Kakariko this way.
Indeed.
So all he has to do is just jump off the water here at the edge of the ladder a few times. This displaces his Monarchos right on the screen enough. That's when he falls into the pit here. The game doesn't actually know which pit he's falling into, so because the sprite is on the wrong part of the screen. So it dumps Monarcho into a part of the game where you will end up, if the game doesn't know where to put you, called the Chris Houlihan cave. So called because the tablet in the back normally tells you, I'm Chris Houlihan, and this is my room. I believe in the distant past he was a contributor to Nintendo Power magazine, and he won a contest to get his name in Super Metroid. So that's where in Link to the Past. So that's where his name is.
I believe you're correct. I don't know the entire history of it, but that sounds pretty close to what I've been told. The dam has been checked. It just had a heart container and some supers, so somewhat useful, somewhat not. Supers are nice to have early game. You kind of need a whole bunch of them if you don't find charge beam. And the bush crab drops bombs.
Ossie's already topped off first, so he doesn't need any of them, and he's actually taking these bombs to go straight to the South Lake Hylia. It makes sense since he went to the shop east of Link's house to grab his bombs. So he's going to be putting off Kakariko for a little bit, but hopefully something here will help him there, or at least help him elsewhere.
I didn't see if Maniacal checked the race game first, or if he went straight in. It looks like he just went straight in. Oh, the glove and Mini Moldorm with the sword on the race game.
Yeah, he checked out that sword and went and grabbed it.
Yeah,
so it's kind of necessary. Monkey Breath in chat tells us that the contest in the Nintendo Power was a photo of a war mech in Final Fantasy 1. And it's kind of a meme in Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer to see if the runners will find the fabled war mech on the... I believe it's the bridge in Tiamat's dungeon. I don't remember the name of the dungeon, but it's one of the final dungeons you typically do, and war mech is the worst enemy in that game.
I wouldn't be able to tell you, because I don't know anything about that game.
But focusing back on SMZ3 here again, Ozzy's going all the way to Ice Rock Cave. He might be doing a fake flipper after this to check out the Sora area, but it seems unlikely because the only thing he'd be able to do there is see what is on the ledge. And
Yeah,
he's
I
the
mean,
same
doesn't
credit.
have money for Zora, doesn't have a Moon Pearl to get into the cave, none of that. So, while we have Maniacal making his way into the chicken hut for the first check here, is more money.
Yeah, he's grabbed a lot of money, and that's allowed him to get his bombs, and it's going to let him check the bottle fender too.
And looks like Aussie's going to do a back of escape check. There's 3 checks down here. Hopefully they're all items, but you never know. Bottle vendor was a ripoff.
More power bombs in the back of escape, and there was a small key, but Ozzy's not making his way to Dark Cross now because he doesn't really have a safe way to get there.
He's going to take his 10 power bombs and he's going to go into Super Metroid. I believe 10 power bombs allows him access to quite a few areas, including the Gauntlet and everywhere.
Yeah, 10 power bombs pretty much covers you in most of Super Metroid, so you want 15 to be safe in case if you're in the bad situation where you can't find Charge Beam and you have to go through Turian, you really want 15 power bombs for that, because otherwise you're relying on drops from the Metroids there. And that has bitten a lot of runners recently in the recent Super Metroid races.
No, I do believe that this is in logic for hard mode, doing the Gauntlet with that kind of wall jump there to get up.
Oh yeah, I believe one of the few checks that's not permitted in hard mode is a Hell Run through Lower Norfair. Hell Runs through Upper Norfair are expected, Lower Norfair not, but oh, there's another sword, so that's second sword.
And we found a hammer in the bottom of Blind's hut, so that's one more step towards Darkbolt access, because we have a glove and a hammer.
You know, I'm going to thank the seed already for being kind. It's nice to get all these early items for once, and not like hammers in Pyramid Fairy, which is locked by 5-6 Desert, which requires boots, which are on pedestal, and yeah, that happened.
Yeah, but if you get a whole bunch of early items, it means you're going to be looking for that one item to finish it off later.
A bottle of green boo. Green boo? No, that's something Luigi's mentioned. Green goo in the back of Gauntlet, along with some ordinary missiles.
And some bombs. Maniacal got junk in the mushroom spot, and the fire rod in the thieves' cave. Thieves' hut? Thieves, whatever. So we got both rods within 8 minutes.
If only both rods could ever come that quickly in other races.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Aussie's making his way down to Greenburn? Is that where he went? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Green Grin, not Green Grin. Even though I'm already mixing up my letters today. Not mixing up this one.
It happens. Don't worry about it. Answer question in chat. Yes, this is a hard logic seed. Hard
That was the
logic
first.
mode.
Yeah, that was the first energy tank down there in below early supers, which is super nice to get. You really want those energy tanks in Super Metroid. So having like 2 or 3 just makes everything just a little bit safer.
Especially considering on power suits, some of these enemies in the early game can deal up to 80% or 80 energy damage to you, and that's. He did the nice quick escape through the crumble floor there.
And a good moonfall down the lower portion of the first part of Green Brinstar. I always love those moonfalls.
They definitely look cool. We got missiles above the Eticoons, followed by more power.
So last power bombs are pretty much covered already. Obviously finding more power bombs is not a bad thing, but having 15, it makes you pretty much safe for pretty much everything.
One will never complain about having too much ammunition. Man, he makes these wall jumps look so easy. They're not easy. They make it look easy, but they're not easy. Just to get a heart piece on the way out of it.
when I play Super Metroid, I have enough trouble wall jumping between different walls, let alone on the same wall.
Yeah, I'm awful with this game, but everybody knows that because I'm here all the time.
So Monaco's going over a few of the early checks that Aussie did, but he is up a whole Kakariko check, and he did have that fire rod and the hammer to show for it, so Monaco's not doing bad, but it doesn't really get him anywhere in the early game Affliction past, so he is heading over to Dark Crossfire, because a sword and a few heart containers makes this quite a bit easier in the dark.
And another heart container in the Mission Impossible room. I believe that's the name of that room anyway. I'm almost there with all the names. Now, I do believe... Sorry, go ahead.
Good heads-up knowledge from Monaco there, knowing where the torch was in the dark room, because that lets him light it up with fire rod and he can see his way.
Now, this being the version 29 logic of Link to the Past, that is not technically in logic, because the game requires you to have a lamp here, but within the new version of the Link to the Past logic, that is technically a logical check. At least I'm pretty sure it is.
It's well worth learning these torch locations just in case it is logically required, because having those torches to light up makes things a lot easier. Nobody wants to fun.
Done with the back of escape, I'm gonna bet that never mind. He's gonna go to.
Yeah, honestly, Morph Ball and Power Bombs gets you, and a good component of Super Missiles too, gets you through a lot of Super Metroid, so it's a reasonable choice to make here. Not much reason to go in the front of escape just yet. That's a hook shot behind Spore
Yes, it
Spiral.
is. Oh man, Spore Spawn skip gives you the hook shot. That's very nice to have. Doesn't immediately open anything, but it's an item you're gonna need later.
An X-ray above Charge Beam.
So we're one step closer to having the X-ray, or the microwave beam.
Yeah, gonna need a Charge Beam and a Plasma Beam for that, and having both of those is just like super useful for Super Metroid. You'll never pass them up if you've seen them, but they don't always pop up. That said, logically, the game does expect you to have Charge Beam for Muppet Brain and Ridley, but you can brute force your way through with having a ton of Super Missiles. The game doesn't expect you to do that, but you can do it that way, if you so choose.
So Maniacal picking up his Master Sword, where Aussie got his first one. Aussie's heading his way down Red Tower. Probably going to go pay Kraid a visit.
Pretty likely with this loadout.
That was a very nice damage boost through that room.
It's a bit short on energy to go check out the Ice Beam room in Upper North there. So he's probably going to put that off and do Kraid first. But he may prove me a lie. Aussie's a very, very good runner.
I think you need 2 energy tanks to be able to put that within logic. But he did just pick up with a second ball filled with blue goo this time, so that's even more useful.
Just going for this Hall of Doors here, and yep, straight over to Kraid.
I am being corrected in chat, reminded me saying that it's logically required to have 3 E-tanks for Ice Beam, but you can do it with... I can barely do it with 12, so yeah.
Yeah, what he needs to do something and what is logically required are not always the same things.
That's
So
absolutely true.
Manako's going to get his second E-tank here, so he could take a decent stab at getting it.
Ooh. The baby Kraid almost ate him for breakfast. Probably gonna farm up a little bit of health here before he goes to fight Big Kraid.
It's kind of rude for the game to have mini Kraid down here because mini Kraid is just he's still bigger than actual Kraid in Metroid Run. Then you go into the next room and you find out Kraid's a huge guy. And I've just kind of kept him the same way since in Metroid canon.
I mean, I guess it's, you know, maybe he's just like an ogre. He's just got many layers.
The ironic thing is, I think Kraid in Metroid 1 is one of the hardest Metroid bosses ever. Like, you compare Ridley in that game, and Ridley's just like, you stand at the doorway, you shoot him a bunch, and he's dead. And he doesn't really do anything to you. But Kraid is mean. Ooh, nice quick kill there for Aussie.
Very nice. I've only ever seen the playthrough of Metroid once, and that was during the oh my god, I just brain farted the name of it.
Yeah,
the SG Live.
I never done an NES myself, but Metroid 1 was a bonus game on the Metroid Prime disc, so that was how I got to try it out, and oh, it is a hard game.
That game is very hard, yes.
Yeah, as when Sunshine says, there's no map, you get lost. Incredible amounts because many of the hallways and rooms look the same. You will be going around in circles in Kraid's lair for hours and possibly never find him.
I suppose, to be fair, that Zero Mission is like a remake of Metroid 1, so I suppose I have played that.
Yeah, it's almost a completely different game, and you can get some good races out of Zero Mission. There's a lot of sequence breaks you can do in that. But the way the game was set up with, like the map points telling you where to go, some people didn't like that. But you can still sequence break it first, so it works. It still works well as a Metroid game, in my opinion.
That being said, Aussie is descending his way into Upper Norfair. He's probably going to do the high jump boots check, which gives him the cape, and then he's probably going to go out to Death.
More supers, but that only puts Aussie at 10, so definitely wanted. I mean, as mentioned before, until you find something like the charge beam, you're going to be trying to grab every single super missile you can find, just in case you do find yourself at Ridley and Mother Brain without the charge beam.
Now, to be fair, we do have a pretty good recipe for AGA 1. We have cape, sword. All we're missing is a lamp. There's a nope tank in the greatest carrier, the Croc Escape, and he definitely said nope.
I mentioned the bad races I've been volunteering for recently. AGA 1 is banned, okay?
Hey man, I'm not saying it. I'm just going what the game's showing me. Mine of me in chat asking, have any of them done early Blue Bryn? No, nobody has been to early Blue Bryn. And early Blue Bryn is really hard to say 3 times fast. I'm just going to go off that and say that, right? There's a big 20 on top of Spec Rock, and inside is missiles.
Plain and boring, but Aussie's going to get the save point here, which is pretty useful. Taking the rarely seen left jump down. You never go in that cave, there's never any reason to go in that cave, but it keeps Aussie a little bit safer from the green Brussels sprouts that fall down the cliff.
The cabbages of doom.
Hey, it's December, man. We're near Christmas. They're Brussels sprouts.
Okay, Brussels sprouts is fine. I like Brussels sprouts too. Doing this cave in out of logic without the lamp is actually pretty easy. So, I mean, for if I can do it, I consider it pretty easy.
Yeah, there's a couple key set getting in your way, and if you're like a little sloppy where you walk, you might fall down a pit, but it's one of the easiest dark rooms to learn. And it's normally a very, very minor sequence break. In this case, it's a pretty good sequence break because that yields a bow. But it's one of the best dark rooms to learn early on, and same with the stuff in Eastern Palace.
Yeah, the front of Eastern Palace is the ones I can do getting to the big key chest, but getting to the boss.
And Monaco is giving us a look at Blueprint now. So far, he's just found missiles.
Old Man having the bow is very interesting. I'm going to say that we're probably going to find a lantern here very soon.
Yeah,
or it's going to be way off. I mean, either or.
5 rupees in the NG tank spot and nothing much behind it where you would normally find some missiles.
At least we can go check Billy Mays. while Aussie does another usually a very lucrative check in the overworld, Paradox Cave.
Yeah, that's a grapple beam. So Maniacal, if they choose to go down to the bottom of Red Tower and over to Great Stair, they could do the X-ray room on their way too. It wasn't really an option for Aussie. He had no energy to go damage boosting his way through.
So far, Paradox hasn't had very much. There's a mirror though. That's kind of a big. The bomb bust medallion may be useful later on. Morph ball bombs are always nice, and a red cane. Okay, so Paradox Cave is definitely got some value in it today.
Oh yeah, and Aussie can from here can just go over to Tower of Hera now.
To be fair, Aussie doesn't have the hammer yet.
But no, he has the mirror now. So what he's going to check out Spiral Cave here, probably take a save and crit, go back, or he may just do to jump down. Either really works, and then just go over to the west side of Death Mountain and mirror his way up to Tower of Hera that way.
Good point. Good point.
And he might even be able to clear Tower of Hera if he can Herapot, and I'm pretty sure a run of Aussie's caliber can Herapot. So if the big key is in the basement and it's locked by fire, he can just hairpot his way up to the top. That just isolate the big chest, and if there's an item in the big chest which says likely to be if the big key's in the basement, that's going to be bad for Aussie, especially if it's something important, but it does mean he can clear Hera right now if he can hairpot.
Right, which I think he can. I've seen him done it before. Old Mother Brain just had another energy tank, so that's good to have. I've noticed in the Hard Logic seeds that a lot of early game energy tanks seem to be pretty popular.
Hairpot is a technique that's really come into popularity in Link to the Past lately. It's a pretty recently discovered trick, or at least it's recently come into popularity at any rate. And essentially, what you do is you either use the bomb or the hook shot to give yourself hook speed to displace yourself into the pot that's in the first floor of Tower of Hera. Once you're displaced into the pot, you have to have the hook shot here, no way around it, you hook shot over to the right side of the pot, which makes you go through the pot, and because you're inside the pot now, you fall down. So you end up in that room with the fairies, and you could use the teleporter to get to the top, as if you had fallen down there from the very top of Tower of Hera. So if you can pull that trick off quickly, it allows you to skip a lot of Tower of Hera, and it's quicker than going up the normal way. But if you can't pull it off, it's often quicker to go the normal way. So it's not like an essential trick, but can allow you to skip a fire source if you want to just super clear Tower of Hera really early.
Sahasrara's hut was empty, and the bomb chorizo had powder. Now, I'm thinking that with all these items for Turtle Rock and Mire, the cane, both rods, a medallion, both of those are going to be pendants at this point. They're giving us way too much stuff for us to have to be able to go in.
We could end up with a cliche of Pendant Thieves Town still, and then something like, with Pharaoh, it could be Skull Woods, and then maybe something like Ice Palace. It can still be friendly.
Now, with Aussie being here in Eastern Palace with the bow, he's probably going to full cleared because Dark Rooms, while they're not logic is sometimes just a suggestion to these. To answer a question in chat, the bow was on the old man.
Yeah, Monaco has been focusing on Super Metroid quite a bit here after he committed more to Link to the Past at the start, and now he's really committing to Super Metroid here. So he has gone and checked out the moat, didn't find anything, and is heading down towards Red Tower now, but he's going to check out Alpha Power Bombs here.
Well, just as a note, those crabs he just bypassed, those things will destroy your health and power suit. I guess they're flagged to do Meridius class damage, and I don't know why.
Oh, that's a moonbow. That's super good for Maniacal.
That's our Dark World access. So it looks like Aga 1's probably dead.
Yeah, with that hammer, I don't think there's anything that Aga 1 can hide now. I don't think Aga 1 has checked Lumberjack yet, so...
That'd be the only thing.
Yeah, I have encountered a scenario just a day or two ago where Hammer was inside Pyramid Bay. To get logical access to Pyramid Bay, you had to go kill Aggro 1 so that you could get the portal to bring the big bomb through. Instead, the runners opted to do bomb tubes instead in Dark Lake Hylia, and they clearly weren't used to doing bomb tubes because at least in case of Fun Runner, it took them a good 10 minutes to go through, and eventually they took a long pause to probably Google how to do it.
You know, I'd say doing that kind of stuff on stream for people to watch and learning it on stream is probably the best kind of entertainment values you're going to get, because you're learning and everybody else is learning.
Yeah, if you ever find yourself needing to do a big bomb tube on Lake Hylia, the way to do it is to swim south near Ice Palace, and where you would be mirror bonked by the cliff where the fairy fountain is. You mirror bonk off that cliff, you get sent back to Dark World at 0 on the big bomb, and you'll get your big bomb back. It's not too difficult. That's the easiest way to do it. There are other ways, of which one of the runners in the race I covered last night decided to do instead because I didn't know about the mirror bonk.
There's just more power bombs in the X-ray location. And so far, I haven't seen anything of value inside of Eastern. And chat hasn't screamed at me saying I missed something, so I'm guessing there's nothing there. Meanwhile, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, full clear Eastern Palace doesn't take too long, and you get a crystal out of it anyway, so even if there's nothing here, it's still worth your time, or whatever, regardless. Anyway, you wanted to talk about Maniacal?
I was about to say Maniacal's just making checks that Aussie's already done. Just going through this now, heading up to the Vanilla Spacer location. Look at his blue potion, which is a different color than Aussie's was? Oh, that's weird.
Aussie's picked up 2 potions. One was green, one was blue.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of then. I'm assuming Maniacal's probably going to go take down Kraid as well. While he's here, there's no real other advantageous time to come here and do this.
Aussie demonstrating an effective armor's nice quick kill there. He likes his quick kills.
I don't know anybody who doesn't like quick kills. But that is Aussie 101 drawing First Blood of Crystals dungeons in Link to the Past.
Yeah, he's up 2 bosses at this point. He's got Kraid done and he's got Eastern Palace done. Maniacal's about to get to Kraid done too. See if he gets a quick kill though. You gotta open up Kraid's head, well, Kraid's mouth, and you gotta get enough super missiles in his mouth before he decides to stand up. It's a lot harder than runners typically make it look. Oh, and Kraid is standing up.
And while Kraid's standing up, Aussie's gonna go check the Lumberjack Ledge. I think he's gonna do his Kakariko check that he's not done yet, and get his hammer, and probably go straight to Village of Outcast while he's. I honestly didn't know that there was a way to quick kill Kraid until I watched these things. I did not see what was on the Lumberjack Ledge.
I didn't catch it either, unfortunately. It's just a little too off screen for me to see.
Looked like it might have been a pack of missiles or supers, but I didn't get a clear vision of it, so I don't want to confirm.
Yeah, Aussie didn't take a long look at it, so I don't think he was double taking. Oh no, it's that behind Lumberjack or anything like that. So I think it's safe to say it's nothing. If you tend to see something like, say, Flipper said, then yeah, you tend to take a good long look at it, thinking, "Oh dear."
Yeah, probably.
Aussie now heading over to Kakariko, almost 30 minutes in. Only happens in SMZ3.
Yeah, Aussie tends to not particularly like Kakariko. even though it can sometimes have an enormous amount of.
And Maniacal is done with Kraid. He's on his way to Norfair. See how much time he spends here.
I'm gonna say he's probably gonna do about the same amount of time that Aussie was.
Yeah, he has got 2 more energy tanks though. It's quite a lot more energy for going through hell dives. So we'll probably be seeing him do a ice beam check here. Yep, that's exactly where he's going. Taking a quick peek at Crumble Tower first. Probably not going to go all the way down to Croc, because I don't think anybody wants to bet on Croc just yet. Just 5,000 Crumble Tower. I don't think you can even get to Croc that way without Speed Booster, right?
And I always say every week, man, you gotta always bet on Croc. So far, Croc's just got 10 arrows and an uptake that I've been able to see. So, but also, Maniacal is making his way through the Hell Run to the Ice Beam location. Having a little difficulty, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's noping out at this point. He wants to. He's probably going to go and save, and then Mages come back later, but probably immediately, but probably won't because he'd have to farm up some energy. Okay, he's out safely.
He's gonna do a Crystal Flash.
Oh, yeah. This is a good shout actually. So you can do a Crystal Flash in heated rooms, but it's very dangerous because you have to start the Crystal Flash before you hit the energy threshold for starting one. If you start the Crystal Flash but after you've hit the energy threshold where you can actually Crystal Flash, you're going to die. Because your energy will be drained before the Crystal Flash actually starts.
Crystal Flash is such an awesome looking trick, and it's so not used as often as I would like it to, because it's just so awesome.
So Maniacal makes his way back in, finds nothing behind at Ice Beam, and doesn't quite get the Mulk Ball past the speed gate, so Power Bombs again to get out.
Sick Kid just has nothing. It was still nothing. I already forgot what he gave us.
See it, dismiss it immediately.
I think it was like 10 sticks or something. It was a missile, so yeah. Aussie picked up his hammer. He's going to do the lower south of Kakariko checks, and then he's probably going to go back up north. He may go check Pipe Cave.
I like that quick. Sorry.
Wait, before he goes back up to Village Broadcast. No.
I like that really quick use of the X-ray scope by Maniacal there, just to see what high jump boost was before grabbing it. He saw a super and went for it, but just like a super quick X-ray, just gave him a little look at the item before committing to it.
So he's actually using X-ray for its intended strat? What? That never happens.
I think like intended strats for X-ray was to actually look for hidden passages. So the game designers expected you to look through every single room in the game, trying to find those hidden passages where you could morph ball through or whatever else.
My theory was, when in doubt, power bomb it out. And chat's correcting me, saying that Aussie doesn't have the Moon Pearl, and they are right.
Yep, that was Alpha Power Bomb, so he hasn't been in that part of Super Metroid yet. Probably taking this mirror to Hera now.
That's probably a good bet.
Well, Narco's going to grab his bow and then going to go for the east and grab his mirror. So a little bit of a high five here by Aussie and Maniacal.
And now that Aussie does have a fire source, okay, there we go. There's our map check. I saw pendants on Turtle Rock, Ice Palace, and Skull. I did not see the other red crystal.
It was so quick that I only caught the pendant at Skullwards. So let's see how our keys play out. There's a small key in this first part of our basement. course, he cannot access the... Oh no, he can access the second
He
part because he's
does
got
have the
fire rod.
fire.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So he doesn't even need to worry about hairpots here. I'm sure he can put them off anyway, but yeah, that's a map. So Big Key's going to be in a basement. And he is choosing to grab it. So he wants that big chest. I mean, there's going to be enough, probably an item in the big chest, so it makes sense to grab a Big Key now.
Yeah, definitely worth it. And not having the easiest way to set up a coffee break, but he is probably going to do it right. Yep. While Maniacal makes his way to the loaded Paradox Cave. Now, it is possible with Desert being a crystal that we are going to need to find them boots at some point.
Do not talk to me about Boots Locked Desert, please. Because the last time that happened was a couple of days ago, and that was Boots on Ped. And those boots weren't even Go mode.
Oh. Man, that sounds awful.
Yeah, Desert Palace was a 5/6, and that's 5, and Behind the Pyramid Fairy was Fire Rod, which was the Go mode item.
Oh my. I'm assuming this is one of the tournament races.
Yeah.
Man, you got bad luck, really. You do.
I think the runners have had worse luck, to be honest, because they're the ones actually running them. But this has turned out pretty kind so far with item placement. I'm really glad for that, both for my sake and Aussie and Maniacal's sake.
It was a very nice, that'll be Misery Meyer, chat. There's a very nice bomb jump to get the big chest in Hera by Aussie. He's taking down Moldorm, or gonna fight Moldorm. May not take him down the first time, but probably will.
Yeah, Moldorm might take you down quite literally, a floor or two. I do apologise, but with some muscle spins, he can, yeah, nice and safely kill Moldorm like that with 3 spins, and avoid him ever going into rage mode, which is got a much higher chance of knocking you down with a floor or two. But he gets a kill down, he gets his second crystal.
If you're gonna take a fall to Moldorm, make sure you fall off the sides, not in the middle.
Yeah, that pit in the middle is bad mojo. Do not fall down that.
Begs the question, where do we go now? Well, he's going to go back to Super Metroid. With no real increase in progression there, I'm curious to see where he's going to go. He does have the ability to fly now. He does have a can fly via the Morph Ball Bombs, so that may open up some doors, such as the Criteria Power Bombs and other locations.
Well, he may go to the wreck ship here. In fact, he is heading right, but he's going to check out the top of landing site first. But he may go to the wreck ship, he may go down to Alpha Power Bombs, and we know the moon pod's there, so he does need to go down there. But wreck ship seems like a pretty reasonable play at this point. He hasn't got that grapple beam that Maniacal has, but it's pretty easy for him to get to. Well, I wouldn't say pretty easy, but he's definitely got the skill required to get to wreck ship anyway, with the bomb jumps over moat.
Yes, that, and also the CWJ.
Yeah, the continuous wall jump.
Very
really
impressive.
to see CWJ, and I would never be able to pull it off in 100 years of practice.
Just a rupee horde in the Criteria Power Bomb. I am going to agree with you. He's probably going to go to wreck ship.
Yeah, he just has to go down first to get his moon pole, and he's pretty much sorted. Maniacal's going to be pretty swiftly done with Tower of Hera himself, so it will be interesting to see where he goes next. Power bombs for Aussie. He doesn't quite get the continuous wall jump, but it's a bit more difficult with the item there. So let's see what he goes for now.
It's always an impressive skill trick here.
When he jumps across, gets the reward jump off the side of the item pedestal and gets across. Very nicely done.
That is a very, very cool looking trick.
And very, very difficult. He can watch people practice it for hours and hours and have no luck. So we're starting off with blue mail in the ocean.
Never something to say no to.
I mean, if this was Ocarina of Time, it would let you breathe underwater, but since it's a Super Metroid, Samus can breathe underwater anyway.
Yeah, she can breathe there, she just can't really move there yet. Maniacal took down Trolldorm with ease, getting his first crystal of the map. Ossie's probably going to head to the Metroid version of the Harmless Hellway to get his item. Which I believe was vanilla there.
Now, Maniacal does have the hammer and cape, so did Ossie for that matter, so we might be seeing an early spike cape check here. Yep, he's going for it. I didn't see if Ossie went for this actually, I don't think he did though. So he's going to use a hookshot here to get across these torches, gives him a bit of extra distance and some iframes. Swaps to the cape here, and he should be safe. Ossie taking on Fantoon now.
Everybody's favorite Ghost of Argus. Spike Cave, 20 rupees. Nothing serious. I'd say Fantoon's a very difficult boss, especially with the loadout that Ossie's currently wearing. Power Suit, the boss can do a significant amount of damage to you, and he's basically RNG persona.
If you ever end up doing a new route in just a vanilla Super Metroid NMG, then you've got to get used to doing Fantoon with Power Suit and very little energy tanks. I believe in NMG new route you'd only be doing it with 2 energy tanks. So really, Ossie has quite a lot of missiles and 1 extra energy tank for this, I believe. So he's probably feeling in a pretty safe spot for this.
And Maniacal is going to give us our first check of Hype Cave.
Okay, makes sense for him to check out Bunch of Dark World, because a lot of it, if it is available to him.
First thing is an energy tank, and then a piece of heart. Another piece of heart. 10 sticks, and a piece of heart. That's a very, very unhyped.
3 pieces of heart. The energy tank makes it a 1 or 2 out of 10 for at least. But Ossie takes down Fantoon.
That was a pretty unhyped cave. I feel kind of depressed now.
Hype Cave's been overrated for about 4 years now. I think it was overrated even before I started even knew about Randomizer.
Looks like Maniacal's going to go up, check Pyramid Ledge, and then do Catfish, and then probably going to do... Well, you can't really do that. Unless you get Flipper.
I don't see him doing Catfish just yet. He could mirror over to Sora, but he doesn't even have the money for Sora. And he can't really get into the... Well, he can get into the Waterfall Cave, but that would require him to do some Flake Flippers from elsewhere. So I don't really see him doing Catfish at this point. He may just choose to get it out of the way, but I reckon he will leave it for later.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Just have to see if he grabs that hookshot after he gets across the river. Or he's going to go south instead. Right, yeah, he's going to go pod. He's got the hammer, he's got the bow, he can fully clear pod. Makes perfect sense.
It's not in logic to fully clear it, but logic, meh.
Yeah, dark rooms are nothing to these guys. The most dangerous dark room in pod is the Turtle Town in the basement, but Maniacal has plenty of health to brute force his way through that if he needs to. If you're careful with your movement and your hammer usage though, you can get through that pretty safely without taking any damage. But otherwise, yeah, you'll get bullied a bit, but he's got enough health to get through it without too many issues.
I'll take your word for it. That room scares me. Maniacal, or not Maniacal, Aussie making it his way through the spiky room of death without fail.
More power bombs
Yep.
and a hard reset.
Yep, and now Maniacal's going to pick up everybody's favorite extortionist monkey, Kiki, and go pay him/her 110 rupees to open the front door. Maniacal checking the stun prize to find out that it is 5 arrows, so kind of depressing too.
I always like it when the stun prize is like a full magic refill, because then you can just go ice rod stress for everything.
Just go ham. Aussie making his way to the attic of Rex ship, killing all the enemies and opening both doors. That way you don't have to kill all the enemies again.
Maniacal actually going for Eastern Palace first. Of course, Aussie has done this and Maniacal hasn't, so but he is going to be able to full clear it, which saves Maniacal a little bit of time. Aussie will have to double dip. Oh wait, no, Aussie already did almost. Never mind. Yeah, Aussie went in here already because he had the bow already, of course.
Well, Aussie's going to make his way outside of Rex ship up top and see what we can find up here. We've got 2 items out here. One is missiles in the sky. One is the missiles not in the sky, I guess, would be the second answer. Missiles in the ground was indeed just missiles in the ground.
Yeah, but the ground is in the sky. Missiles in the ground in the sky.
It's really, really interesting. It's okay, so it's Super's in the middle of the ocean, but the ocean's below. How is it in the ocean? I don't understand. I don't get. Some of these room names are really confusing. Missiles in the sky was 5 bombs, and that was well done with the power bomb interjected in there. That's impressive. Now we had to go back inside and go bowling.
Yeah, Regship not really giving Aussie much so far. He's going to get his moon power eventually once he gets out of Regship, but this might be a complete bust for him otherwise.
Nice double damage boost across there.
Maniacal making his way through the dark with sword sparkles, sword beams, and that hookshot.
That's probably, I'd say that's probably the easiest dark room in the game to navigate.
Oh yes,
at least it was the first one that I learned.
Yeah, the room at the back of Eastern Palace is a little bit more difficult, but if you're careful with how you move in that, it's not too hard. All you really need to do is kill the little tentacle beasties in your way with the bow. Fire something into the eyeball so you know where it is, then once you've got that arrow embedded in the eyeball, you just walk near it to activate it. Since that embedded arrow starts moving, you can kill the eyeball. Get your small key and then just walk out of the room.
And Aussie's going to give us a peek as to what is the wrecked ship reserve item today. Maybe. It's a rupee hoard, so chances are we're not coming back for that because we need speed boost. I think the only reason why he would come back to this location it would be if that wasn't a requirement.
And gravity suit is just 5 missiles, so wreck ship really nothing except for that blue mail in the ocean.
Yeah, wrecked ship was totally wrecked. It was just a bunch of garbage.
He's on his way to get his moon power first, so he's going to be happy about that.
Maniacal easily made his way through the dark room at the back of Eastern Palace, is now up on the lit floors of the second floor to kill the armor. Gonna make his way through the red Igors first, only vulnerable to bow. which is why in Randomizer, this particular dungeon is not bow locked.
I believe in Randomizer you can never get Igors in those rooms, actually. It's specifically coded that you cannot have Igors in those rooms, so Eastern Palace is never bow-locked.
I believe you're correct. I believe it's specifically coded that every enemy you encounter is killable with basic equipment. I believe in that. And no rooms that have doors that open with enemy killing has something crazy like that inside of them. But then again, I don't know coding, so it could be just a random guess.
But that is just Randomizer in strict Link to the Past. There's no Randomizer for Super Metroid. It would be pretty awkward if you started seeing Metroids flying around Eastern Palace.
Oh, that'd be terrifying. Now, how would you even kill them? Drop a bomb?
Yeah, freeze them with the ice rod and then bomb them.
You can always use Ether Medallion too, and then throw them at each other. To be fair, the holiday Link to the Past episode this year had some enemies dressed as Metroid.
Mind of me tells me that there's an Super Metroid Randomizer works by Mad Genius Overlord Turtle. He is a mad genius. He is the one that's... he is the mad genius responsible for SMZ3, so shout outs to Turtle.
Yeah, so I've seen some beta testing of that. It looks terrifying.
I mean, any variation of Randomizer has to have a certain degree of terror to it, otherwise it's not really worth playing.
Now Maniacal's making his way through Pod. Chances are he's going to find quite a few keys up front and then start to find the power items in the...
Obviously now checking out X-Ray, but he still doesn't have that grapple beam, so he's just going to deep boost his way through. It's pretty tricky to deep boost your way through. I forget what he called these flying things, but you have to boost yourself off of one. Oh, gets it done. Nice. Nice job. But yeah, it's pretty tricky to get through.
The question is, can he get back?
Will he even want to get back for his power bombs? I don't think he's saved since getting the boom pole, so he is going to try and get back.
I suppose he could Crystal Flash for health.
Oh, there it goes.
Apparently he picked up a note tank somewhere along the lines. I don't remember seeing him pick that up.
That wasn't Eastern Palace.
Very well done by Aussie. Those 2 Crystal Flashes seen within a half hour, I guess within an hour. Holy crap, it's been an hour already? Wow.
8 minutes to go. Well, almost 7 minutes.
Let's see what Rich's pod has for us. More keys.
Honestly, I have seen Link to the Past races with less items than this at 52 minutes in.
Yeah, that's true. Those are usually the ones that make you want to cry. Easily making his way through the reverse gate glitch.
I did not know you could actually do that with regular missiles, but it makes sense for the blue gates, I guess. Super missiles is a big explosion, I think, isn't it? So it might be slightly easier, but...
I didn't know you can do it with a blue gate either. Or regular missiles too. Maniacal looks like to be setting up a hammer jump, which is a double pixel perfect bomb jump off of this bridge to knock yourself over. Never mind.
Yeah, it's not that worth it in non-key sanity. It can save you a bit of key and time in pod, but if you've got to like pause buffer and a massive amount to do it, then it's not that worth it. So yeah, Maniacal's just going, can't be bothered with this, just going to continue on, get my bee in a bottle in Harmless Hellway, and just check out the other items first. I mean, he's got the mirror, so once he finishes with Dark Maze, he can just mirror to the front of pod, so really, there's kind of no reason to hammer jump with that mirror.
And that was our 3rd bottle of the match.
If you don't have the mirror, then going through like the dark maze first, and then making your way to the basement and going through harmless hallway last makes your pod routing a little better. But having the mirror, yeah, you can just do it this way. Easy enough.
Now he's coming up on some of the hardest dark rooms, I would say, is the dark maze here. I can barely remember my way through the maze in the light, never mind in the dark.
It's not so much the passages that are the problem, it's the codongers within them. They're not dudongers, they're codongers.
And the first item in the dark maze was our silver arrows. So that's no longer a silverless Ganon kill.
And yeah, getting silver arrows this early on in Link to the Past with so much available, well, that maniacal still needs to clear is super nice and convenient.
Especially considering we also have the bow. Having both of those makes it amazing.
Of course, you can grab silver. This being Super Metroid Zelda 3 still, your silver arrows are a separate item to the bow. It's not progressive like in version 31 of Straight Link to the Past. So you can find your silver somewhere, but you won't find your bow until elsewhere. So that bow could still be on Trinex. But once you've got both, you're gravy, essentially.
Anything that is vulnerable to silver arrows is gonna die in one hit, with the exception of Ganon and Vitri. To whip out that red cane, make a block, open the door easily, and go kill the mimics in the next, or they're mimics in the next room.
Also checking out Omega missiles, and I'm guessing he's going to go back into Link to the Past from here. There's not much else he can do in Super Metroid aside from hell dives.
Yeah, we need some either one more energy tank to get to Bubble Mountain, or maybe the various suit just to make sure the hell run doesn't happen. But
Yeah,
we've
finding-
seen neither sight nor sound of that thing, so
Yeah, various suits compared to hell dives is so much nicer. But hey, game might expect you to find that various suit in Bubble Mountain.
the past couple of hard logic races I've commentated on, we needed hell runs to get to an item to at least get your various suit. And the Bomb Chorizo is going to wake up and fight because he actually has.
He doesn't have the bombs, he left them elsewhere. And Aussie took them.
To be fair. But Aussie had them within his possession, which is the trigger for the fight. And Maniacal got a very nice turtle setup in the Dark Turtle room.
Yeah, did I mention that Firewall to light up the torches here? Because Maniac was making such smart use of it.
With the update of the logic in the Link to the Past Rando, a lot of people have learned where the torches.
It doesn't actually put King Helmasaur in logic because you can't light up the basement, that particular basement room, because you're out of reach for the torches. But it does make, if you're going into the basement from the other way to check out the items, that isn't logic. Helmasaur himself isn't. And obviously the Dark Maze isn't either, because there's no torches in there.
And down goes the Dino Kitty for. I don't know if we've seen all the dungeon items or not, but we're about to. We hadn't. And that puts Maniacal in the lead of crystals. To answer a question in chat, silvers were indeed in pod. They were in the dark maze.
Maniacal's not taking his saving code immediately, so he wants to do other stuff here in the Dark World. What's on the table for him? He can't get into Ice Palace because no flippers or Titan Smiths. He can't get into Swamp Palace because no flippers.
Over on this side, he can do Catfish. And that's about it. You can check Zora. He does have the money for Zora, so he could probably go. That's probably where he's going to head. There's no other reason why to not save and quit.
Yeah, I think he has skipped Catfish because he just hookshotted straight across the river when he first got into Dark World, so he's on his way up there, and he can mirror over and check out Catfish, but he's not going to be able to grab the items in the Waterfall Cave without a fake flipper. Or for that matter, on the ledge, he would need water walking for that. But you would ideally set up from a much different place, all the way down south by Lake Hylia.
Unless King Zora is holding on to his vanilla item. Did he pick up a... was he buying some potions, or did he pick up a mushroom that I didn't know?
Gotta be careful with buying a potion here, because that's gonna put him to below 500 rupees. Yeah, down to 479.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna check out King Zora, or maybe he's hoping to find some cash before him?
Very interesting.
Yeah, I suspect he might not have thought this through completely. At the very least, he's going to get Catfish, but it's going to make Zora really difficult for him now. And like I said, Zora is in logic. Zora doesn't care how much money you've got. Zora just cares if you get to him. Because if you need to go farm up money in some dumb location like Blind's Hut, then so be it.
Okay, been there before. I believe you and I have commentated a race where that did indeed happen.
Sounds likely. I remember commentating a run race where all four runners were having to grind money in Blind's Hut for about 10 minutes straight.
Yes, indeed. I don't know if I was commentating or tracking, but I was there.
Yeah, and Maniacal, being short of Zora money, he's leaving. Only getting 5 super missiles from the Catfish.
And that's a really rough location to one-off, because the only real time to come back would be when you get flippers and take the Zora portal south of the Ice Palace location.
So he's going to go for another one-off here, Graveyard Ledge. He can't do King's Tomb because no boots. He has done the back of Escape and the Dark Cross and the front of Escape, so there's no reason to go back in there again.
Some of these locations take forever to get to, but could hold value. 99% of the time they don't, but you never want to get that 1% of the time where...
Yeah, I am wondering where the value is though, because we've seen a lot of stuff, and there's nothing in Wreck Ship, so if Monaco heads over there next, he's not going to find anything.
I'm willing to bet he's going to continue west, and there's our other mail upgrade, so we're going to have red mail. He's probably going to head over west to Village of Outcast. He can full clear both Thieves Town and Skull Woods, so that's going to be
right, yes, he hasn't been over there
yet.
Yeah, he hasn't been over there yet, of course. But it's pretty likely to find some cash there, so that will cover him for his Zora needs data.
And I'm kind of hoping there's some form of value over here.
He's probably going to loop north to check out that bumper ledge because he has got a cape for it already. And 99 times out of 100, if you already have the cape for bumper cape, it never has anything.
Indeed.
In fact, I can't even remember the last time that bumper ledge did have something. So let's see. Power bombs, not necessary. And also he's going for the hammer jump here.
I want to say last week they had something, but I can't remember. My brain's pretty scrambled. And now we're going to get our first look at the Village of Outcasts. The first house we're going to see is the C-shaped house. It's so named because the interior looks like a...
And it's got a random picture of Mario in the front too.
Yeah, there's another house in the Light World version you can I think it's a tree pull out of. Then we're going to check the Bombable Hut, otherwise known as the Brewery.
Just missiles, so he's going to loop off to chest gain and then probably clear up Thieves Town because he's got everything he needs for Thieves Town. Even got that nice hammer so that you didn't have to worry about isolating the big chest, which is has burned runners and has made runners panic many times in the past, even if it hasn't had anything.
It's probably a good decision to make. And you've got, looks like 10 hearts, blue mail, cape, so blind is going to be pretty easy to kill.
Starting off with a plasma beam.
Ooh,
Tasty.
Yeah. It's my favorite beam. Well, I mean, I like Spacer too, but plasma's pretty nice.
That's 2 out of 3 for your microwave now.
I like microwaves. Especially when you put a burrito in it. So one of the next 2 items is going to be the big key because you need it to get to the back. But the other item could be something of value, or it could be the compass. Or a key. Like that.
This is good for Maniacal because the longer he puts up the wreck ship, the better it is for him. If he can do the wreck ship in go mode, that is going to save him so much time compared to Aussie.
Yes, if he, especially knowing what we know, the wreck ship had nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's one of the most barren wreck ships I've been. And I think with the amount of keys we have now in Thieves Town, that means that the big chest will be open up.
Aussie struggling a little bit in Turtle Town here. Okay, gets a torch lit. Those turtles were blocking his feral shots, and all of them were enraged and running fast. But he flips them up over again, kills them this time, and gets through.
And those are some pretty angry turtles. Maniacal making his way to the attic of Thieves Town. I was going to say the basement, but that's the wrong direction. And the sunlight room is just a piece apart.
I mean, there's bars over the windows, which is typically what you see in basement rooms with windows.
That is true.
I'm not sure why Blind has windows in the first place. Not in any other dungeon. Why his? Like his weak spot.
I mean, logically speaking, they hide their weakness in their dungeon, thinking that nobody's gonna find.
Yeah, Nintendo bosses have a bad habit of not really designing their lairs very well. They always tend to put their one weakness inside their lair and nowhere else. Ganon in Randomizer tells you where his silver arrows are. He's very silly like that. Maniacal actually going straight. Hey! Vanilla Titansmiths. I was going to say Maniacal actually going straight over to the big chest before picking up the maiden is kind of unusual, because if you get your remaining item out of the maiden chest, then you don't need to go over to the big chest, but Maniacal went straight over there, found some Titansmiths, probably feeling real happy about that.
That opens up a whole boatload of checks, because now he can do hammer pegs, smith chain, he can sequence break Ice Palace, which I wouldn't because it's pendant, but that opens up Dark Death Mountain. I mean, crap, that's a whole bunch of stuff.
You know what? He could actually go and clear Turtle Rock now, even though it is a pendant.
Pendants can have progression, but I don't like them to have progression.
Oh wait, he would need a medallion of some sort to get into Turtle Rock. Aussie has bombers, Maniacal does not yet. So we've only got a 1 in 3 chance on one runner to get inside Turtle Rock.
I think
once you do get
Maniacal does have bombos.
Ooh, there's Evil and Stumpy.
And down goes Blind. Thieves Town clear. Bombos was in the bottom half of Paradox Cave. Was another.
We'll double check to see if he does have it once he brings up his menu. Once he's checking out Digging Game, he can't get into Villains of Outcasts here because those mitts are in a vanilla location in Thieves Town, so he's got to take the long route around. Probably going to stop off by... No, he can't stop off by Swamp Palace. He's already done Pod, so yeah, probably just going to hook shot straight across the river from the long way round. Michael grabs his missiles from Sikid. And yeah, Maniacal does have Bombos. It was on his menu.
It's probably just the tracker program eating its inputs, not our tracker failing to do his job. Speaking of our tracker, shout out to Hugo, who's keeping us honest and clicking the buttons behind the scene.
Tracker is a hungry beast. It loves to eat input. Its favorite food of all.
Yeah, it happens, Hugo. Don't worry about it. Ossie's going to sprinkle some magical dust on this little bowl of blood, and we're going to pop a bat out and see what he... Curse of Missiles.
Yeah, Bat says you have to carry around more junk, and yeah, that is literally carrying around more junk. You already killed Fantoon, so you don't need regular missiles for anything much anymore. You just want supers.
Yes, indeed.
Got to point out with Fantoon, he has a severe dislike for super missiles. You peg him for super missiles, and that Fantoon is gonna get real angry. Sit at the top of the room, fire bombs to fireballs, and you'll be completely invincible for about half a minute. So you got to peg him with missile shots instead. If you want to use a super missile, you have to use it as your last shot on Fantoon. And they do extra damage to Fantoon than they normally would, but again, they put him into a rage state, so it's got to be one hit, one kill.
Unless you really enjoy dancing around a bunch of fireballs. Then you can, turn on hard mode for yourself if you want to. Hammer Pegs has a heart container. Maniacal is going to pick it up because, more health, never a bad thing. Maniacal is going to take Jeremiah home. We're going to see what the Dwarven Smiths are making today. Could it be another vanilla item? Nope. They're missile smiths today. Would that make them small arms dealers?
Probably illegal in some country to be making missiles just in the back of your house like that. I don't think our technology is even advanced enough yet that they would have ordnance laws.
Yeah, who's gonna enforce those laws? The guards are all corrupt.
And half blind.
And definitely more than half blind. Right, Maniacal's gonna probably pick up the purple chest and go visit Gary. I've noticed that both of our runners have avoided going into Pendant Skull Woods. There's 2 items there, and they could full clear the dungeon, so it would be a place that could be worth checking. Did Aussie check K45 on his way towards Dig?
Yeah, he did. There's nothing there.
Okay. I definitely missed it.
Yeah, if you've got the fire rod, it's not that bad to play. It's a quite reasonable choice to go to Skullwoods when you first get into West Dark World, because all you just do is loop up north a bit. It's like extended overworld. It sucks if your item is on Mothula, because you don't really want to go all the way over to Mothula and kill him, but if your 2 items are in the front, then you can just be in and out fairly quickly.
So we are missing still a pretty significant chunk of progression.
Yeah, we know it's not in Vec ship. We've got no way of getting into the Swarm Palace or Ice Palace. It could be in Skullwoods. It could be here in this purple chest.
Could also be in Bubble Mountain. They do have a significant amount of energy tanks to be able to make it there.
Yeah, I think they're going to be putting that off for as long as possible, hoping to find that fairy suit first. Because, like,
Yep.
if you're looking for fairy suit, you're also looking for other stuff. It's not in that purple chest.
We also haven't seen Agina's cave yet either.
Yeah, the ever so elusive sphere, so check, you can check it immediately from the start of the game. Nobody ever checks it from the start of the game unless you're doing a kind of an unusual route where you go to Dam and then Agina. And sometimes looping in Mini Moldon first before going to the Dam. I've seen it be used a fair bit more often recently because people are starting to get suspicious of Agina. He tends to often hide stuff more often than not. But of course, this is all anecdotal.
And now Maniacal is going to check East Dark Death Mountain, which is going to give Super Bunny Cave, Hookshot Cave. We can check the medallion for Turtle Rock, and technically, full clear Turtle Rock if we have the.
Yep, good call, this.
Not that I'd want to with a Master Sword, but I mean, you can.
Hammer Trinex isn't so bad, really. Anything
I've
that's
never tried it.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of stinks is not having half magic for Trinex, because that just makes it easier.
But he does have, I believe, 2 blue potions and a green one.
Indeed, yep. He's got the same bottles as Aussie, green goo and blue goo, so if he does choose to go all the way to Trinex and finish Trinex, the bee's not going to help him too much.
But he let the bee go and got a new bottle. Remember, he filled up the potion and put himself out of his
Oh yes, of course. So he has 2 blue potions as well as that green.
Vanilla Mist. That still makes me laugh. And Bombos for Turtle Rock. So Turtle Rock's full clearable. It's a pendant dungeon too, so that's.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a bad idea to go in there then. There's lots of items you can get in a Turtle Rock. And of course that green pendant, so if you choose to full clear it, you've got a bonus item at the end.
To be fair, Maniacal could also go to the floating island and pick up half magic there before he goes to.
Ooh, that's a lot of energy tanks in Hookshot Cave. That's really good for Maniacal for when he chooses to go to Hellrounds in Norfair.
And he is going to pick up half magic off of the floating island. That's pointing towards a serious consideration for Turtle.
And he's probably thinking, why did I buy that blue potion now? Why did I put myself out of money range for Zora? It's not totally awful for him, because he's still got the checks in Waterfall Cave to do, because no flippers yet, and we do need flippers, because Swamp Palace is a crystal.
Yep, can fake flipper your way through there. I mean, this allows him to check. I think there's 5 items inside of Turtle Rock plus Mimic Cave, so that gives 6. And I don't think Turtle Rock was the green pendant, so. I actually don't know which one was green pendant, to be honest. Oh my god, it is Turtle Rock. Oh my god, so that's another item, is the green pendant.
I gotta say, the last time I saw a green pendant were giving an item was literally an hour ago, so don't count out that green pendant.
Yep, I saw that one too. It's kind of hard not to see Link to the Past right now. It's almost everywhere. Not that I'm complaining.
Yeah, with the tournament group status going on and 128 entrants in the tournament, there's tons and tons and tons of races happening. I wouldn't say even half of them are getting restreamed because there's so many races happening.
It's all Link to the Past all the time. It's awesome.
Yeah, and we're being rebels and throwing Super Metroid in.
Well, even if we didn't have the Fire Rod, the Turtle Rock is not key lock, so we could continue on. But we do have the Fire Rod and the Hookshot and everything else, so we're gonna go do this the normal way.
Yeah, so it's kind of sort of Maniacal backtracing Aussie's steps earlier, and now Aussie is backtracing Maniacal steps. Main difference between them now is one wreck ship clear. A wreck ship clear that was complete. Oh, Maniacal misses a torch, so now he's going to have to go around again. So if he's
That's
quick, he can.
unfortunate.
What's he doing? He could have still gotten through if he just lit up that upper torch and then used hook shot. No, he's going to take the long way around and light all the torches again.
I mean, he's better safe than sorry, right?
I guess. So mistakes like that are why he grabbed half magic.
I mean, half magic is a very nice quality of life item.
Oh, there's a big key. So you didn't need to come over here.
Ain't nothing like orphaning the big key in a place you didn't check.
Also taking the purple chest on the seldom seen North routes and getting bullied by murderdactyls there. He's got the money for Zora, so maybe he won't be buying a blue potion like Maniacal did and actually get the Zora check done. In fact, he's got the money to buy a blue potion and get the Zora check done.
I don't know if he has the bottle with the bee in it to do that, but I mean, he probably will check.
I mean, a lot of the time people burn their green potion just so they can buy a blue.
Maniacal in the most dangerous room in Turtle Rock. The chain chomp room. Those chain chomps hurt a lot.
Ossie grabs his red mail because his first mail was in the ocean by wreck ship. Yeah, if we are lucky here, Ossie might be taking purple chest all the way to Zora, and I've never seen anybody do that before. But it's possible. You could just drag it to Catfish instead and just forget about Zora, and I think that's much more likely, but we may just decide to forego the area completely, which would also be likely.
Is he going for a splash deletion or a kern jump?
Kern jump. So what he's trying to do is knock himself with a bomb all the way to that screen transition, and when he gets put into that screen transition, he will enter a state of fake flippering.
That was
Oh,
the
he
splash
just didn't.
deletion.
Yeah, that was blast deletion. Yeah.
Ossie is the master of these little tricks here and there. He's always practicing these things, and he loves putting them on for everybody.
Tried Kern jump first, didn't work. Go for splash deletion. Why not?
Last week he did something where he put a whole bunch of items down and then used the red cane to regenerate his magic. It was.
Yeah, I saw the clip of that, and I've never seen it before. And I think somebody said, Ozzy said, why do more people do that more often? And I'm wondering the same thing. Because if there was more common knowledge, you would see people having much less magic accidents against Trinax.
I actually didn't think that Bush made it into the ring. That's a pretty close clip there. And we got Maniacal moving over to Mimic Cave. And you are definitely right. He's taking Purple Chest to do the another splash deletion to get inside of Waterfall Cave.
A lot of people are much more keen on that red boomerang now. Red boomerang, it has sparkles. Sparkles means more sprites. More sprites means splash deletion.
I always called it the best boomerang. Ooh,
Ice beam!
Nice. That's a nice quality of life item as well.
It's got plenty of power bombs for turn anyway, so it's not that necessary, but it does make turn a lot quicker, and it makes it... Hey, oh, lamp in Turtle Rock. Now that's a spicy meme.
Well, and I said that we were going to find Lamp early, and there it is.
I've seen Lamp in Turtle Rock more often than I care to admit. It's a spicy meme location, but it does pop up.
Well, he got it just before he needed it, so that's kind of nice. And what does the King of Scams have for us today? Probably a scam, but could be useful. Yeah, it's a scam.
So Maniacal actually did himself a favor by not having the money for Zora.
I mean, 99% of the time.
He's way down here.
Jeez. 99% of the time, King Zora doesn't have anything anyway.
I've got to say, whilst that lamp is a item required for technical go modes, neither Maniacal or Aussie really need it, so nothing's really paying out in his Turtle Rock so far. But he has got Laser Bridge coming up, and Trinex, which is going to be at the very least green pendant value. And we're really looking for some kind of value here.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't find anything here, it's going to be really, really tough because this is a long dungeon.
I think if he doesn't find anything here, it's probably going to be Wreck Ship for him, followed by Hell Dives. Single arrow. Ugh.
Well, I mean, it's a unique item, so that's one less in the pool.
Oh, we don't care about unique items anymore. Key, that will get you through, but he's going to be looking for more stuff here.
That's the arrow that kills Ganon.
Super missiles, useful, but not what we're looking for. Map. Okay,
Does
so
that leave Trinex with an item?
I believe so. We'll see his menu in a second, see if he's got that compass.
He's going for it, so I'm going to guess that he does.
Well, yeah, he's got a compass, so there's an item on Trinex and an item behind Green Pendant, so, yep. He's gone all the way through here. Might as well finish it off.
Now, what if Trinex has the value? Or the Green Pendant? This is a huge gamble. If this pays off, that's going to give Maniacal a huge advantage.
I don't even say it's that huge a gamble, because there's been some before. T-Rock, Green Pendant, Turtle Rock, that's a lot of items in here. It's a lengthy clear, but you do get a lot of stuff out of this. And Aussie's heading in that direction too. So he's going to be checking out Hookshot Cave as well as Super Bunny. We'll see if he dives into Turtle Rock as well, because because Maniacal's almost done here with Trinex. So even if Aussie doesn't go into Turtle Rock, he's still going to be kind of behind Maniacal in checks. Maniacal, of course, hasn't done Wreck Ship, but
he's not missing much there either.
Yeah, so Maniacal may choose to do Hell Dives first. We don't really know yet. He has picked up a whole bunch of empty tanks though, so he's got to be thinking about it. So he's just sticking to the Master Sword on Trinex, gets quite a lot of hits in a very short amount of time, and that's a nice smooth kill.
Therefore, our fourth model.
Yeah, we heard he liked Persians, man, so here's one more.
Yeah, you can never have too many. Now, does he go straight to turn the Green Pendant? There's nothing else to check on the mountain. The mountain is pretty much fully cleared, as far as I can tell.
He's still got to do Spike Cave. But I think that's it for him. There's Ether Tablet too, but we can't check that yet.
Oh, he's checking the Spiral Cave?
Did he not do this yet? I thought he did.
He did Spike Cave.
Also, he takes a quick look at his map to confirm there's pendants and is heading away from Turtle Rock. Okay, so Maniacal did Spike Cave, Aussie did Spiral Cave, and now they're both in their opposite caves. Well, at least Aussie's about to go into Spike Cave.
It's like a reverse high five.
Okay, he's starting from Link's house, he's heading east, he's going to hand in that green pendant.
Come on, flippers.
Yeah, Aussie has chickened out of doing Turtle Rock, so was this a big time sink for Maniacal, or did this pay off? We are about to find out.
Oh! So that's Meyer.
Yeah, and we don't have Various Suit yet, so that flute puts Meyer in logic.
It puts Meyer and Desert, because you can get inside Desert via the... Meanwhile, we have Aussie making a hell run to Bubble Mountain, I believe. With 7 energy tanks, plus a couple of reserves, this will be easy.
I've got to point out, until we find that ferrysuit, that flute could be completely necessary. But if Aussie does find ferrysuit over here in Upper North there, he's not going to care much about that flute at all. He's going to be able to skip a whole ton of rock clear.
To answer your
I think,
question, sorry, go ahead.
I think with Aussie's amount of energy, he probably could skip a turn of rock clear anyway and just get over to Golden to eat, so just with his health. But it's going to be more difficult for him.
Yes. To answer your question in chat, the flute in the combo randomizer is technically not required because you can gain Mire access through a lower Norfair portal. But right now, it's the only access we have to Mire. So right now, it is.
As we've been discussing, it's out of logic at the moment. I think Aussie's got enough energy and skill to get over there without needing the ferrysuit, but right now, that flute is kind of the logical item to get there. And Maniacal's making immediate use of it, because if you've got spent all that time in Tidal Rock to get that flute, you got to make use of it. So Maya is bombers.
We can also fall clear of that too.
Yep.
And with Silver Arrows, Vitreous is free.
So even all that time in Tidal Rock, even if that flute isn't necessary, it's not turning out that badly for Maniacal. He gets a Temper Sword in Maya Shed too, so he's getting a lot of items here that help him.
Bacon Blade is always nice. Oh, and there's the boots. Towards Wavegate?
Towards Wavebeam, yeah.
That's what I meant, Wavebeam.
Yeah, Wavegate is the one over in Brinstar.
I
Do another Crystal Flash here because he's almost dead. But yeah, he wants to keep those boots. Those are a nice find. Don't know if they are needed yet, but they're a nice find nonetheless.
We got drugs in Checkerboard Cave, yep.
So we're actually going to find out very soon if those boots are required for desert.
I can hope so, to make it more interesting, but I can also hope not. That way Maniacal can keep going. And while he's here, he's going to check Agina's, considering we were just talking about it a little while ago.
Yeah, you see quite a few people do this before going into desert and Maya, but he's thinking, I might need boots for desert. If boots are here, then yeah, I should go do this before desert.
Nope, just an energy tank.
I mean, that will help him get to boots.
Ooh, and Aussie picking up an energy tank right when he needed it. For Greg.
And just gets a green rupee on the upside.
He'll keep the energy tank, though. I think his next stop's going to be going over to the Norfair Reserve.
Alright, Maniacal is actually just going to go straight into Maya before checking to see if he needs boots for desert. Not a bad choice. He already went to Agina to see if he could get boots there. He's going to be looking for boots in here too. If he doesn't, then he will go inside desert and see if he needs them or not.
To be fair, if he clears Mire and then can clear desert, that opens up Pyramid Fair.
And he knows that even if he does find boots, he's not going to be in go mode because he is going to need flippers for go mode as well as preferably barrier and gravity suit.
And we have no idea where our water toes are.
And if Charge Beam pops up somewhere, that's always nice.
Yes, indeed. Charged Plasma is definitely useful for Mother Brain. I believe it does more damage. If you have the full beam combo, it does more damage than Super Missiles, but doesn't do damage as fast. So I don't know what the better choice.
Yeah, Super Missiles do less damage, but they do more DPS because you can spam them faster.
Plus, if you don't have Charged Beam, the stand-up glitch is fruitless. And looks like Aussie is going to go take on Croc.
He's already got the boots out of his hell dive, so he is committing to it and making sure he gets as much value out of this as possible.
As I say, you always bet on Crocomire. He's always got value. Except when he doesn't. So far, we've seen nothing but keys in Misery Mire, which is, I mean, normal. At this point, I'm willing to bet that Various Suit's going to be somewhere in Link to the Past that we haven't been to yet. Probably in a dungeon. Perhaps even in the dungeon we're in right now.
Piece of heart behind Croco.
Not immediately valuable.
I mean, the amount of health that we've got in Link to the Past already, I don't think it's any value ever.
You're probably right.
Also, he's on red mirror right now, so it's not just the heart containers. He's got maximum defenses already.
And he'll most likely end up with a Bacon Blade, so he'll be Bacon Blade, Red Mail, Silver's cannon's basically a free fight.
And I gotta say, it's great for Maniacal that he's putting off Wreck Ship for so long, because we know on Aussie's side that's useless. So the longer Maniacal can put off Wreck Ship, the better it's gonna be for him.
Aussie making use of the grappling beam for its intended value to find the Quake Medine, which is, we already know,
Useless, but he doesn't know that yet. He's seen Taylor Rock, but there's no way for him to get to Maya. Well, I think he's definitely got enough energy to get over to Gold and Tweetser now, but he doesn't yet have the knowledge that he doesn't need Quake, so grabs it. Doesn't cost him more than a second anyway.
I believe he's going to check the vanilla grapple beam location.
That's correct. He's going to grapple beam from the backwards direction. So normally you'd come from, after beating Croc, you'd come through this through the lower side.
So far, we've seen all of the dungeon items and all of the keys in Misery Mire. So we have 2 more chests to check before we go face Vitri.
Using the rarely seen and intended grapple beam to get across these, I forget their names.
I think those are
flying
Rippers.
rocket turtles. Yeah, Rippers, that was it. You could call them flying rocket turtles as well.
That works. The indestructible flying rocket turtles, I like it. And we're going to get our big chest in Mire. It's probably going to be an item. It's a shovel. It's an item. And Vitreous is holding our second item. So, here we go. I definitely did not see what was in the cosine room. To be fair, Goku, Mire is a crystal, so it kind of does need to be done. Chat, thank you, pointing out that it was a heart container in the cosine room.
Aussie topping off himself. He's going further down here. So yeah, I think he's going to be in my area not too soon after Maniacal.
Maniacal going for the vanilla strats with the cane instead of using the spooky action glitch, which I do not fully understand, but it looks so awesome when you...
I've had it explained to me multiple times, and I always forget after every time.
I
It's
can't
one of those
do it.
glitches it's one of those glitches that once you learn how to do it, you kind of always remember how to do it. But just hearing about it doesn't really teach you how to do it, if you get my meaning.
So it's very much like learning how to tie a necktie.
Yeah, or shoelaces.
Or shoelaces, or ride a bike. And here comes Vitreous. It's going to be like 15 arrows, maybe. Then the big eyeball takes 2 of them, and down goes the eyeball. GG. For $50. So Mire, other than being a crystal, was not bad.
Well, it's a 5/6 crystal. We've already seen fruit come out of green pendant for Maniacal. And, Ozzy's back in... oh, he's going over to Ice Beam now. Okay, so he's not going over to Lower Norfair. Makes sense because all he could do over there would be to go to my area. I imagine he would want to do it if he hasn't got many other options, but if you want to go down there, you'd probably be wanting to go all the way to Ridley and back, and that's not really viable, even on the amount of energy tanks that Ozzy has. You're going to be wanting pretty much a full complement for that.
Yeah.
And really, why get a full complement? You can just get Farrier Suit.
Yeah, that would be nice. An energy tank on Desert Ledge. And now Maniacal's going to take his dip into Desert. Hopefully it's not Boots Lock.
We're going to be finding out in about 10 seconds here.
I apologize for stepping on you there.
Okay, what do we got on the shorts? Big key, Boots locked.
Oh, man.
Okay, so Maniacal has to Hell Dive if he doesn't find Farrier Suit. He gets a small key, so he can check out a little more in Desert here.
Possibly he could get both items here and not have to, and, you know, not worry about it, but it is a crystal dungeon, so he does need to clear.
Meanwhile, new check's coming on Aussie's side. Those Boots, he's going into King's Tomb. Missiles.
And there's one of the items in Desert, it was just a piece of heart.
Now, Maniacal will be able to save... Okay, that's just a compass. Maniacal will be able to save a little time now, because he has got the flute, he's got it enabled, so all he can do is just flute to Link's house and check out that shovel. Oh, he's going to buy more potions. Yeah. I don't think he's going to buy another potion at this point. He's already cleared Turtle Rock.
He's got 2 blues and a green. I think he's fine. Plus half magic. He used a blue potion during the Trinex fights.
Got a blue, used a blue potion, got the red potion back. And that's just a red rupee, so mushroom's useless. What about the shovel?
That's where he's going now.
So from here, it's actually quite reasonable for Maniacal to flute up to the mountain and then go to Norfair from there and start Hell Dives. As long as he puts off Wreck Ship, he's pretty much golden.
Yeah, the longer he does that, the better.
And Wreck Ship takes quite a bit more time to get to because he's going to have to hard reset, go back in Super Metroid, and then has to go all the way over, plus use that TWJ or Bomb Jump to get over to Wreck Ship. Well, actually, he has a grapple beam, so that's irrelevant. He can just grapple over, and that's a red rupee at the dig spot, so... oh, hello. Maniacal has fluted down here. Oh, wait, he hasn't checked out Ice Rock Cave yet. Right.
And Aussie's gonna probably take a dip in Turtle Rock and clear it.
There is Ice Palace. Ice Palace is fully... No. Need Philippus for that. Never mind. You can get into Ice Palace, but not in Logic. Ooh, and Aussie's going into Turtle Rock too, so he's not going to save any time here compared to Maniacal.
Neither of our runners have even gone anywhere close to Skull Woods, and it's basically free. They made a pendant Turtle Rock dungeon dip before they did a pendant Skull Woods dip. I don't. And it looks like Maniacal's going to fake Flipper. Probably going to do the Zora.
Yeah, so he's just going over stuff that Aussie's done, so not a big loss for him. As long as he doesn't go Wreck Ship, Maniacal is still effectively ahead.
We've actually not seen a man under the bridge yet.
I don't think Aussie did this, no.
So this guy could be holding on to something important here. He could have our Various suit. He could have our Gravity suit.
Yeah, out of Logic, though. He's got $20.
So this is turning into a flute right now, a suit. If the man under the bridge has rupees, why is he living under the bridge? He could rent a house.
On 20? Nah.
And how expensive are houses in Hyrule? Most of them are vacant.
True. I'd say that Link to Bus is one of those rare games where there's actually more houses than there are NPCs. Most RPGs usually have tons of NPCs and not nearly enough houses for them.
Yeah, you
It's
got a whole
like,
bunch
where
of people
do these
living on
guys
the
all
street.
live? Do they just go sleep on the street? Is like half of the fancy world's populated by the homeless? Oh yeah, I forgot that beam was ice beam was in Waterfall Cave. So that's decent for I got to pick up.
I like the ice rod beam. That's nice. It's a good combo right there. It's kind of like the ice spreader from Prime.
We're going into weapon combos from Prime. Yeah, you've got the ice spreader, and that's nice. But then you've also got the flamethrower, and that's just like, why doesn't it exist?
Yeah, because it's fun.
It's not fun. It's worse than the actual beam that you would use to combo into it.
Yeah, but you can use it to damage Power Phase Exofight. It's awesome. It's crap, but it's awesome. Okay, so Monaco getting the bad news from the scamfish. I don't know where we're gonna go next.
Mountain Cave looks like he's heading into Norfair. Yeah, after the saving crit, I wasn't sure he'd be just do a hard reset and go into Super Metroid, but nope, he's if he was going to go into Super Metroid from there, he would end up at the ship and be heading a direct ship. Going into the cave here means he's thinking Norfair. Norfair, he'll grab his boots. So he's got to get over to just before Wave Beam and pick up those boots.
We're almost 2 hours in, and we still don't have a suit. And this is insane.
He's got 2 more energy tanks than Odyssey to work with, but he's down a reserve tank, and that actually surprised me because I saw a reserve tank in Eastern Palace. It was in the right side in that chest-king shortcut with the hookshot. I do not know why Monaco does not have a reserve tank.
I don't know why.
Oh, see, what are you doing? No, stop trying to hover that gap. You're just falling down and making yourself look silly.
Aussie's doing Aussie things.
So Aussie is costing himself time here just for the sake of swag. And he's failing the swag, so now he just looks silly. Yep, there you go. Just a Mario across, grab your lamp and continue on. Thank you.
That's Aussie. That's what he does, though, man. And Maniacal's making his way down to Crocomire.
And there wasn't really anything in Upper Norfair here apart from those boots. So the answer might be in Desert Palace, either in the Big Chest or Lamolus. It might be Pyramid Fairy. Now, Maniacal does have access to the room outside Golden Sweeter, but I'm not too sure about the logic of the stuff out in there in hard mode. Could you explain more about that?
Honestly, I don't know either. I don't know if that is an in-logic check or not. I mean, I would assume it's not, because it is lower north.
Yeah, it's a heated room lower Norfair, but he can literally just get in through the door and then go back out again. So, I don't know. I need somebody to help me out here. Regardless of if it's not in logic or not, Maniacal can check it out anyway. So he may find something useful there, he may find garbage there. If it's not in logic though, then it can't be the fair suit. We can say that.
We're getting an answer in chat saying that Screw Attack Pedestal is in logic because the axe system.
Okay.
Via the flute.
Thank you, Cheeseinator.
This is why I love chat. They know more than I do.
Yeah, but they have a bad habit of misleading you sometimes. Chat is a fickle, many-headed entity.
Maniacal saying, nope, don't need that Quake medallion.
Yeah, he's seen his medallion dungeons. He's cleared his medallion dungeons. Having a couple issues with a super missile clip here. Obviously, he's now going for hammer strats on the main Trinex body. Gets it done. Monaco does manage to get through the super gate. Aussie claims his red goo and his green pendant, which will lead him to flute.
Yeah, we're starting to run out of places to go, though. We don't even have true access to Suitless Meridian because we don't have high jump or spring. Or is it high jump and spring ball? I can never remember. Not that I actually want to see Suitless Meridian, but, you know, it's happened in the past.
And Monaco fell down, so now he's going for the IBJ.
Which admittedly looks very easy, but is not easy. So these guys pulling off some really cool hard logic. I'm a little bad that there's a suit in Skullwoods at this point. It was available to us so early, and nobody went there.
Monaco nearly done with his croc checks here. Leaves that heart container behind. Get your 07s in chat for the second flute activation. So Aussie is nearly caught up with Maniacal here. He has got to go clear Misery Mine because that is a crystal dungeon, but he may be taking a quick peek into Golden Chorizo and the Screw Attack pedestal, which Maniacal skipped out on.
And Aussie would build the full clear desert because he has the boots already.
Oh, yes.
Maniacal's farming up some ammo. It looks like he's going to get his safety buffer for Crystal Flash on the path if he needs.
Also, he takes a quick look at that E-Tank before grabbing it and decides, yeah, still no fares here. I kind of want that E-Tank at this point.
Yeah, it was a nice quick turnaround. And it's rather amusing that we have absolutely no movement items in Super Metroid either. Besides the grapple beam, we have no high jump, no screw attack, no space jump, no speed booster, nothing.
Or even Spring Ball. Right, Monaco's at Bubble Mountain. There's nothing really over here, but he'll get down to Red Beam soon enough and get his boots. But Aussie is really catching up here. He's going to get a crystal lead for sure with his Desert Palace clear. It won't take Monaco too long to visit Desert once he gets those boots, but once Aussie's done here, he may choose to, well, it depends what he does. He might go into Golden Streets first, find whatever he needs to find. It might be, well, be progress. I think he's probably going to go Maya first, but he is catching up rapidly though. And Maniacal is struggling with crossing over Bubble Mountain and Cack Attack here. Gets it done this time.
That's actually a pretty difficult wall jump. So does Landmill have an item, or did we already find both?
Landmo has an item. I mean, also Landmo has 5/6.
So that's 3 items potentially. Could be useful.
Yeah, Ossie's got to finish off Maya for that, and Maniacal has to stop messing around with his cack attack here, get over and check his items, and then get down to Wave Beam and get those boots. Yeah, and like he said earlier, it's lucky that Maniacal's running low on health here. So, but he's lucky he's going to get an energy tank here, so he's not going to spend too much time topping off his health.
It's a really convenient place to find one.
Nice quick land murder skill for Aussie there, and just gets 5 missiles.
Where are the suits? There's gotta be something at Skullwoods.
Yeah, we can't call the dungeons empty just yet. There could be something in 5/6. I mean, Pyramid Bay, which is locked by 5/6, so... Aussie's going to do a checkable cave. He might take a quick peek at Golden Tweeter before going to Maya. Maybe the answer is at Golden Tweeter. Well, we'll have a screw attack pedestal.
Maniacal
He might do Golden Tweeter too. Yeah, and I think that's Upper North Air done for Maniacal. So he's got to get out now, finish desert.
Aussie immediately fluting away to go check the mushroom.
Yeah, this is good for Maniacal because we know this is useless and it's something he's done. So the longer Aussie spends doing stuff that Maniacal hasn't done, the better it is for Maniacal. And likewise for Maniacal, the longer he spends not doing Vex Ship, the better it is for him. Aussie, don't powder the poor witch, she's allergic.
Oh, wait till you see what happens here. Yeah. So that's what happens when you powder the witch.
Okay.
He did that one. Yeah,
I've seen LSD Lemon Blind before. I haven't seen that before.
Yep, that's Aussie for you. He does funny things like.
He's compensating for all those hover fails at Turtle Rock. No doubt. And Aussie is going into Maya first before Golden Tweeter. Okay. I mean, I keep saying Golden Tweeter, but it's literally just a screw attack behind Golden Tweeter. May choose to check him out anyway, because like it's just jump to the top, lay a power bomb, see if there's 2 items there. If there's nothing, you just leave. And by leave, I mean quit.
Question in chat was asked, could various suit be on pedestal? And it is possible that various suit could be on pedestal, but we do not have access to pedestal yet in Logic, because we do not have the flippers to clear ice path.
Maniacal is heading straight back to desert.
He's probably going to do that, clear it out, and then probably do Pyramid Fairy. And we know that Meyer is Big Key is locked all the way in the back, so it's going to take Aussie some time to do it. And Diaz, no, Spring Ball is not.
Oh, that's weird. Maniacal bogged off the wall, but the Big Key didn't fall down the first time. So as far as we know, so far, this flute is logical because there's no way to get to the golden tweezer area. I mean, you can't really hell dive down there anyway in logic, but you can't really get there regardless because there's no movement items in Super Metroid. Nothing to get through the lava.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's.
So I really want somebody to go check out that door already.
Yeah.
I literally think, as long as Maniacal does this and hit midway before going to Vic ship, the answer's got to be there.
I'm just baffled. It's 2 hours in, and we haven't found a single suit or a single movement item besides grapple beam in Super Metroid. I mean, this is just baffling to me.
Have we even found Link to the Past items in Super Metroid?
We found a sword.
Yeah, one sword, and we're on Tempered Sword anyway, so...
A sword, a boot.
Oh yeah, the boots, yeah. So the sword and the boots, we've barely had to touch Super Metroid, and it's mostly been Link to the Past progression. Let's see how Malako does for Land Murders here. Do we really get one cycle like Aussie? No. One Land Murders gets away. Ooh, just barely manages to kill that third one.
I always have a hard time silver arrowing these guys.
Oh yeah, there was that Moon Pearl and Alpha Power Bombs way, way long ago.
Yeah, feels like forever ago, even though it was only like an hour.
Alright, Maniacal, what you gonna do now? You got a mirror portal nearby. Go check out Teresa. Or Flute Away, whatever.
He's gonna do Pyramid Fairy.
I'll see getting a little spooky here in Maya.
Oh, right.
October's 2 months ago, man.
Yeah, but Friday the 13th was 2 days ago.
That too. We gotta get in the Christmas season. And burning down the trees or throwing your fire to stuff to make things burn off screen, it's not very festive.
I mean, Christmas trees are technically a very large fire hazard.
Yeah, they're also a cat hazard. I'm not bothering the tree this year because I've got 2 5-month-old cats.
Yeah, cats are mean. Down goes Vitreous for his $50. Maniacal are gonna give us some. Hopefully, we get some hope out of the Pyramid Fairy here. I just hope it's not. I hope it's not Gravity Suit.
Let's see. Very
Oh,
and 20
there we go. There's Varia. Finally.
Alright, so I think it's pretty likely that Marco's going to flute over to Maya, go check out the Screw Attack Pestle, go check out Golden Sweet, so clear everything there. And Ozzy's going to Screw Attack Pestle. It's Speed Booster! Huh. And he's out of there. Okay, so useful items in both locations. Necessary item in Pyramid Bay. Don't know if that Speed Booster is necessary, but it sure is useful, especially when it comes to Meridia later. Well, we can't make use of that Speed Booster until we get a Gravity Suit, but you know, Speed Booster in general is just nice item, real nice item. And Maniacal, look at him not taking damage in low north air. He's continuing to the left. He's going to have a big golden bird land on his head.
Yeah, the Golden Bird's weakness is if you stand on his foot, he can't hurt you.
He doesn't have many super steps, so he's probably going to run out of ammo here, and then gotta wait for the Teresa to spit things at you, like hairballs or whatever they are. All the Tweeter is just going to do weird turning around stuff like that and deplete most of Maniaco's missiles. Okay, yeah. He's going to top up his supers here. Making use of a grapple beam to just grab those ammo drops without having to lose his safe spot. And Aussie is on his way to Pyramid Bay. So he's really not far behind at this point. The others have mostly caught up with each other. Aussie is up one wreck ship clear. But all that Maniacal has to do once he gets to the wreck ship is go and kill Fantoon and get out.
I believe what Maniacal was doing was getting his missiles below a certain threshold will cause the trees to vomit up those cheese balls or whatever.
Yeah, and with those ammo drops come super missiles, which is what Maniacal's actually after.
He got a ton of them now. I did not see what was above the room, though.
Maniacal power bombed it, but he didn't get a look, so it's going to have enough look. It's 5 hours and missiles, so nothing we need space jump for.
Yay, now he gets to go through the worst rooms in the game.
Ooh, misses a speed booster. Gotta try again. Maniacal has Fairsuit, so he's now up one Fantoon compared to Maniacal. I mean, Aussie has Fairsuit. Alright, so he's gonna be pretty much synced here with Maniacal so long as he doesn't spend time on... hang on. Aussie, are you gonna do Front of Escape? You're gonna do Dark Cross. Okay.
Have we even seen Zelda's cell yet?
I want to say Ron has done it. I think Maniacal has done it, but it's hard to be sure with it. I can't quite remember this. Maniacal flubs his speed booster through the acid room here, and he's now going through the poor man's wave power bombs.
Yeah, that's a rough room. Here's the worst room in the game.
Doesn't have charge beam, so gotta use missiles for all these annoying golden space pirates. And then you gotta do power bombs and wall jumps and maybe bomb jumps. Yeah, he's going for bomb jumps. Okay, so there's 5 rupees in the map chest.
There we go. That's actually a pretty good clear of the worst room in the I believe he is going to check the Mickey Mouse room next. Yep.
Oh right, there's an E-tank in the boomerang chest, so that was why Maniacal had more health in Super Metroid. Okay, so Aussie's catching up on health yet, but he's not going to find anything of use.
You get another room that's going to fill up with lava very quickly. You have to get out of there swiftly, or you drown and die. Because while she can breathe underwater, lava is not so lucky.
Alright, with that escape diversion done, now Aussie's heading into the Norfair. So he may choose to waste some time on Golden Tweetzer. It's pretty likely he'll waste some time on Golden Tweetzer, but it will depend on how many super missiles he has. Maniacal went into that fight for a lot less super missiles, even though his maximum is 45. So let's see how much Aussie has. 38.
So they're both fairly loaded.
Yeah, should be enough to take out the Tweetzer in one go, but he may choose to farm for a bit. Maniacal spent ages farming.
Another energy tank in the Power Bombs of Shame location. While Maniacal's on his way down to face off on the giant, angry, screaming. But first, he has to get past these super awesome ninja pirates.
Also, he gets his kill done super quick, but he's now down to 12 supers. Maniacal's got 27 going through the ninja pirates room. And he's going to be spending a little less time farming here to get his super missiles up, because no charge beam, you're going to need supers for Ridley.
And he's fairly low on the equivalent of missiles as well, so you need a total of 30 supers to kill Ridley if you don't miss. And then I believe it's 5 missiles per every missed super.
So once again, good use of grapple beam here. You just zap the bugs, to keep turning around to zap the bugs and then pick up the ammo drops, and Maniacal's already leaving. He thinks he's got enough ammo for Ridley. Let's see if he's right. He's depleting his regular missiles first. Okay. Mostly on point with his regular missiles. I think he missed one. Now he's going for supers. Getting Ridley into the pogo pattern here. Oh no, he's flying away again.
Yeah, Ridley's not being very nice right now.
Yeah, mostly flapping around, spinning fireballs. You kind of really want to get him into a pogo pattern so he can just crash beneath him and just fire missiles up and underneath.
Like that. Yeah, sort of like that.
There we go. Oh no, he pokes away 1 second. Back in position. He's looking nice and red now, to be pretty near death.
He's just gonna pick up Maniacal and die. For whatever reason. His true weakness is a ball.
Well, there's health behind Ridley, but the wrong kind of health.
So that just leaves us the Lower Norfair escape.
If the game's feeling nice, it's going to give Maniacal Gravity Suit here, and he can go to Meridia and then do Vex Ship later when he wants to go to Mother Brain.
Yeah, but far the game hasn't been very nice.
Yeah, it would be totally bad if you found something for Link to the Past, like, yeah, there's flippers at this point, really. It's all he needs for Link to the Past.
Yes, indeed. The flippers are all we need to finish Link to the Past, and I guess either Gravity Suit or some combination of High Jump and Spring Ball would allow us to do Sleepless or Meridia, period.
Yeah, so actually, I think the better item to find here would be flippers. Flippers to send Maniacal into Swamp Palace, which would then hopefully get him Gravity Suit, so that he can just go mode the rest of the base.
That would be outstanding.
As he's on his way to Ridley now, he's got up 82 regular missiles and 28 supers. So once again, he needs to do a little bit of farming here, because having the supers is way better than having regular missiles, but look at the amount of E-tanks he has. Look at the amount of ammo he can have. He is really loaded.
To be fair, we're also going to need more ammunition to take on Mother Brain, because we don't have charge beam yet.
Also, just going in with the 30 supers. I mean,
there's Gravity Suit is in Mount Ridley. So that's going to lead him to Meridia.
Still better full clearing Meridia at this point than Vex Ship. And luckily Meridia's right there when you get out of Norfair. So it's not awful. Not by any means. Oh, there's flippers!
Wow.
Okay, well, we don't need a full cleared Meridia. Oh man, but Mother Brain... Can we do Mother Brain with 90 missiles and 45 supers?
I don't know. I believe it's 5 missiles per per super. So if you have 45, no, it'd be 65, no, 75 missiles. I don't know.
It's real good for Maniac and Aussie that they have the ice beam because that lets them skip past not the Vinkers. The Vinkers are little rat things. The Zebatites, yeah, Zebatites with the ice beam. You can also do it with a speed booster, but I don't see that done too often. It's I think it's a fair bit trickier. But with the ice beam, it's fairly trivial to get past. Not a trick that I could ever pull off because I'm a complete dunce in Super Metroid, but I'd say easier than using the speed booster. But yeah, I think Ozzy is at 50 super missiles, so I think he's in a better spot than Maniacal. And Maniacal's probably going to be wanting some more supers to get through. I mean, at this point, he's really hoping he just finds Charge Beam long way. So if you get quick checks here, like by 3 Musketeers and Charge Beam is there, that's great. That's 5 missiles, which isn't great.
No, hey, Maniacal's using an easy microwave strat to get rid of those keys. Those guys are jerks. It's also possible that we find Charge Beam along the way of trying to clear Swamp Palace or Ganon's Tower.
Like I was saying, you'd probably be seeing both Maniacal and Aussie do side checks looking for the side beam? Charge beam. Aussie, I think, would just need a couple of super missile packs and he can probably forget about it entirely, but Maniacal is only on 45, so he's going to need 3 super packs instead, and that's obviously a bit trickier.
Is it possible for Charge Beam to be in Ganon's Tower? Because it's not technically progression, or it is technically progression, so it can't.
Yeah, it is progression, and nothing in progression can be in Ganon's Tower.
Right.
Yeah, so how much side stuff are Aussie and Maniacal going to check, looking for Charge Beam? We saw Maniacal go for the missiles by 3 Musketeers. Aussie's seen those flippers, and he knows he's going to be in go mode himself. And Maniacal is skipping out on Meridia for now and just heading to Swamp. Not a bad choice, because he can find some extra safeties in Ganon's Tower on his way to the big key, and those safeties will help him out in Super Metroid.
He can also do Swamp and then go to the back door of Meridia and kill Dragon.
Oh yes, that is an option available to him too. Because that's literally just swim across Lake Hylia and you're there.
And that's a nice quick check. And with the grapple beam, we can just electrify the shrine.
Yeah, at this point, runners would only be looking for Charge Beam as a extra. They already really loaded for Link to the Past with Tempered Sword and Silver Arrows, plus mails and heart containers and so many potions.
Yeah, defensive-wise, the game's been pretty liberal with it. But, offense-wise, except for the Tempered Sword and the Silvers, we're kind of not doing too bad on the offense side, I guess. We got Plasma and Ice.
Something I have completely forgotten. If you have Charge Beam versus Vantoon, does Charge Beam put him into the enraged state like Super Missiles does? I don't believe
I do not believe
I know so. X-Ray works on him, so if Maniacal finds Charge Beam, that is going to be super good for Vantoon.
Yeah, you can microwave Vantoon, so I don't think the Charge Beam does any enraging effects. I don't think it's just the chat's confirming that as well.
And Ossie's not really far behind Maniacal at all. He's up a whole Vantoon. Maniacal's not going to clear Vex Ship at all, which is great for him, but Ossie's still really, really close despite clearing the whole Vex Ship. It is close between these two.
This is a very good race. They're definitely putting on a good show for.
Alright, Ossie making his way into the dam now, whilst Maniacal gets down into the flooded area or swamp. Is he going to loop south? No. He's got a waterfall chest, and that's basically free. High jump boots. That's useful too.
It's amazing how useful those are. They don't seem like they do much, but when you get to the later points in Super Metroid, you're like, okay, these things are actually pretty.
Alright, Ossie's in Swamp now, whilst Maniacal is reaching Argus. So, I'm going to time this here. Maniacal reaches Argus at 2 hours 20:14. Let's see how long it takes Ossie to get here. It's only going to be about a couple minutes, I reckon.
I would agree with you.
Yeah, the thing impeding Maniacal here is missiles. Ossie has more supers and more regulars. Ooh, nice kill on Argus there. Just 2 spins takes him out. I think a Silver would have one-shot him, but Maniacal missed a shot, but still gets the job done quickly.
Yes, indeed. And that's our 7th crystal. So, you know what time that is?
Yeah.
So there are 22 chests in Ganon's Tower. You can put in chat a number between 1 and 22, and we will see who wins that guessing game. But he's going over to, wow, we got plenty of time, because he's headed over to, looks like he's going to go do Dragon. So you got about 10 minutes to guess as many numbers as you possibly want.
I gotta admit, I was expecting him to do Ganon's Tower first as well. But, you know, he's really close to Dragon here, so makes sense.
There's no better time to come back here. So you can still guess. I'm just probably going to forget your numbers by the time we get there. So this will be quick. This is probably like a 2-3 minute check. Ossie just blowing right past the high jump boots.
Interesting. Yeah, he feels he's got enough for anything else, and he's in full go mode now. He's not going to check anything at all. And Maniacal is doing checks. Not slow checks by any means, just really quick checks, but checks nonetheless. So maybe he'll check the item to the right of the drop down to Dragon. Because that's pretty quick, but it is like 6 to 8 seconds to go over there and check it out. Okay, yep, he goes over there, sees regular missiles, leaves them behind. Still on 45 supers.
The chat's saying that it was about a 2-minute difference between Maniacal's Argus kill and Ossie's Argus kill.
Yeah, pretty much 2 minutes. So that 2 minutes, it's going to take Maniacal longer than 2 minutes to start out the ship, go over to Fantu and kill him, and get back.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It's going to be a close race, though. Maniacal's still got items to check, but Ossie skipped his high jump boots. Gonna have to see if that does come into play.
Could also come down to Ganon's big key routing as well.
Oh yeah, with a time gap this close, it can definitely come down to Ganon's Tower.
Oh, he barely missed the quick kill on Dragon.
Yeah, he's going to be throwing around a bit here, and then he's got to zap him with the pylons.
And he's probably going to do a gravity jump or a speed booster jump to get out of here.
He's not got much health left. He's got enough to do the grapple kill. But he took a lot of extra from those tail hits that he could have avoided if he got the quick kill.
I'm not sure whose routing is better here. I don't know if... and Ossie getting dead rock.
Yeah, so time Maniacal spends getting an energy tank is time that Aussie, is time that Aussie spends blocked by dead rock, so stays equal here.
Those dead rocks are the worst enemy in the game. That's why I quake them, because I just don't like them.
Oh, hey, so we're going to go with Aussie's guessing here for, rooting here for Ganon's Tower.
Yep.
Okay, get a few more guesses in chat if you want.
Got about 30 seconds or so before Aussie gets inside the tower. I normally guess what you guess, so I'm still gonna guess what you guess.
Yeah, I got beaten to it for.
Yeah, I saw. That's still my favorite number, though, so we're gonna stick with it. All right, the guesses are over. Does he go left or right?
He's going
That's
hope.
right.
I mean, he's in here at 2 hours 25. He's filled with hope. It's also really good seed, I would say. Items in all nice locations, and the only thing that really kind of threw you off would be the boots boots required hell dive. I mean, hell dive required boots. I will learn to speak English one of these days. I live in a country.
Man.
I should know how to speak the language.
Maniacal's trying to flute in the dark world. Not really realizing why the duck's not coming to get him. This isn't inverted.
I mean, the duck picks you up at the top of Ganon's tower.
To be fair, as chat's saying, English is a hard language to speak, so don't.
The game breaks its own logic by having the duck appear in the dark.
Oh my, that was check's number 7, I believe, for the big key. It was 6? My bad. 6.
Yeah, 6.
It was 7 because he checked the torch too.
Did he?
I mean, the torch is there. He had to walk past the torch to get to Stalfo's room.
Oh right, yeah.
So he did Hope Room, Hope Room, Torch, and then Stalfo. So yeah, that was number 7.
Yeah, okay, 7, because no keys to go full right.
Who was the closest to 7? Oh, Spike.
Hey, Aussie is wasting time with memes again. You can't afford to waste his time, man.
Spike 007980 got 7. GG.
Imagine if Aussie loses a race because he was spending time hovering and mimic clipping. And he didn't even get the hovers correctly. Does get the mimic clips though. But he could have just shot the moves over hours and gone through that room 30 seconds faster.
You do know that he's also going to do the memes on Moldorm too.
Right. But he had a perfect chance to grapple Crocomar's legs off earlier, and he didn't take it. I wanted to see that.
I didn't even know you could do that.
I think he could have one-shot him with a plasma and charge beam, but he can grapple his legs off, and his legs kind of stay floating there in the air, whilst the rest of his body just like keeps moving behind and then falls in the acid.
That's
okay, so this
weird.
is race losing memes for Aussie. I'm going to say this right now. Oh god, he's feeling so ridiculously head at this point that he's just completely wasting time.
He opened the door and then brought them back. That's so crazy. This game is really well designed, I swear. Yeah, Maniacal's not that far behind. I mean, he still does have to do a wreck ship, but he's pretty close.
Grabs missiles from the torch. He's hunting for ammo.
He doesn't expect to find charge, and at this point, I don't think he's going to, unless he opens chests. It's one of the chests above, above the gauntlet. But this is definitely going to be a close race because I think killing Fantoon is quicker and closer to Ganon's Tower to fighting Mother Brain than Dragon is. So
yeah, I would agree. Memes and rooting are costing Aussie quite dearly here, but Maniacal needs ammo. Is he going to find this ammo at the top of Ganon's Tower?
Very nice one cycle on land mode 2.
Imagine if Charge Beam was in Skullwoods this whole time.
That would be awesome.
I mean, it's more likely an ice palace at this point, but yeah.
Mind of me, yes, green pendant Trinex was required.
Yep, no way to get to no way to get to Screw Attack Pedestal without the flute, and both suits were in Learn Orpha. Well, one suit was in Pyramid Fairy, which he needs to get the boots in. Well, he needed the boots in Upper Norfair Hell Dive to open up Pyramid Fairy. Pyramid Fairy had Fair suits. Fair suit allowed you to go through Learn Norfair to get the Gravity suit.
What crazy logic.
Unfortunately, we did see Pedestal. It's nothing. As it should be.
How do we see pedestal?
There's Screw Attack up there. Didn't we not see Pedestal?
No, we have no idea what's on ped, man. We don't have a book.
Oh yeah.
What the heck?
I'm thinking of other races here.
Aussie just walked through a bombable wall that wasn't open.
Yeah, that's a glitch I've seen before. There's sometimes, I don't know how you do it, but you can bomb the wall though without the graphic actually happening for the wall getting destroyed. So you just kind of walk through the wall. The wall is destroyed. It's just the game doesn't look like it is.
And here we go with the bomb jump off of Moldorm damage boost glitch thing. This is always in.
He's literally losing the race due to memes. I'm saying this right now.
It all comes down to what's a faster clear, Fantoon or Dragon.
It's got to be Fantoon at this point.
But
The
I mean,
only
think about
thing
it.
is, Maniacal may spend some time in Wreck Ship to find ammo.
To be fair, if you go to Dragon through the Dark Ice Rod Cave portal, you just go right back out it, save and quit, and reset your own. According to chat, that Maniacal does have enough ammo to win the game. I don't know. I'm assuming that they're
He
right.
definitely grabbed missiles off Bob's torch. And I wouldn't expect him to grab regular missiles from the torch, but he did anyway. So yeah, he's going off to the chests here. He's going to get a Screw Attacker now.
Screw Attack's nice.
Okay, Ozzy spends too long screwing around, and Moldorm gets angry and pushes him off.
Yeah, now they're in the same room. Yeah, he's done messing around now. Ossie's tired of his crap. Oh man. It's gonna be dang near simultaneous hook shots.
Oh, compass there of all the items.
I don't know whose audio to put it on because they're so close. Oh my.
I think you can switch over once somebody's in Turian.
Oh, this is crazy close. Who's better at geometry?
Michael gets a single and a double. Ozzy gets a single and... Ooh, I think he got a double back there too, but that was a blue ball. It's impeded a hit for him. Didn't catch Maniacal's.
Negative didn't even shoot his that time.
Yeah, he kind of went into the wall and then stopped casting. That was
Oh
weird.
my, that was a
Ooh, was that a triple?
Oh my,
Yeah,
it was so close.
Maniacal catches a duck first.
To be fair, Aussie does have red mail, so that could be his saving grace.
I mean, he got so much magic here that he could just slap on the cape and wear the red cannon that way.
True. I mean, he's got enough potions to be fine.
Grumble, grumble. This is not a seed to grumble about. This is actually a much better Link to the Past seed than all of the, well, much better SMZ3 seed than all of the Link Past seeds I've dealt with in the past week. Oh yeah, Monaco puts on that cape and is just gonna smash Ganon in a bit.
Aussie got really good positioning from Ganon.
Yeah, he got the one cycle in phase 1 there, so he actually got into phase 2 with that low right positioning, whilst he's gone to top left here for Maniacal, so Aussie pulling ahead. At least in Link to the Past. Ooh, Maniacal gets a fire bat thrown at him. Dips into a blue potion. Good choice, because doesn't need any helpful magic for anything else now. He's back on with a cape. So Aussie also on 3 hits and Maniacal's on 2 hits in phase 3.
Well, he's one hit behind Aussie, right?
Okay, so just a position for a single there for Aussie, but this looks good for a triple. 1, 2. Wait, where did the second hit come in? Okay, never mind. Ganon's down.
Let's get our single G's in chat for Aussie.
I could swear that was only 3 hits.
Yeah, I don't know where the. I swear it sounded like 3 hits. And get our single G in chat for Maniacal, who is literally like 5 seconds behind. And now it's a Dragon and a Fantoon kill, and then a Mother Brain kill. Man, this race is coming down to the tail end. This is going to be nice. I mean, we do have 12 energy tanks, and he's going to fill up on ammo. So he's got 115 missiles and 45 supers. So I think that's definitely enough to take Mother.
Alright, Aussie's in Meridian now. Manacal's got to go to the right, and luckily with Speed Booster, just need to worry about wall jumps or bomb jumps. Just Speed Booster your way across. But he's grappling across instead. This is fine, because he picked up the grapple beam so long ago, and he's been making efficient use of it. Falls in the water, but loses his speed, but just jumps back up again, because hey, high jump boots. High jump boots that Aussie does not have. So he's going to have to use a speed boost to get out of here. But Aussie is at Dragon. Aussie is at Dragon first. Maniacal does not go hunting for ammo. He's got 115 missiles now. He'd ideally like some of those missiles to be supers, but it's probably enough for him to deal with.
Yeah, no stand-up glitches today because they don't have charge beam.
Aussie losing some frames there. He was going for the Shine Sparks on Dragon. And just peppering that stomach with regular missiles, actually. There we go.
Just smoked her. Dang. He's just going to short charge out of here.
Fantoon opens eye, but Maniacal does not get any hits in.
The problem with Fantoon is that he's RNG, while Dragon is mostly.
Right, so Aussie's got to get out of Dragon now, and then once he's out of Meridian now, once he's out of Meridian, he can just hard reset back to the ship. Maniacal has to run all the way out of here, unfortunately. It's still really close between these two, and it might literally be decided by Aussie's memes. Alright, Aussie's out. Save and crit.
And hard reset.
Yeah, Monaco's having a pretty slow Dragon here, unfortunately. I mean, Dragon? Fantoon.
Yeah, he's being kind of a jerk, keeping his eyes closed. And there it goes. So it's going to be pretty close.
Yeah, I'd say Monaco's about a minute behind Aussie at this point, because he does have to run all the way back to the ship.
Yeah, there's no easy way out of here. Still, a sub 3 hour seed's got to feel good.
So unless Aussie decides to meme it up even further, I think he's pretty much got the win here.
I don't see him memeing anymore. He got tired of Moldorm's crap and was like, alright, we're done.
Monaco getting that shine spark across the ocean.
It's beautiful.
Aussie turns on his ice beam, he's in Turian already.
Torian at 240.35.
Just blazing through these Metroids. One ice throat, one super throat, and they die. Not even barely stopping to kill any of them. Doesn't need the ammo refills either.
Yeah, Maniacal's just about a minute behind. Because he's entering Turian now. 55 seconds behind right now. It's crazy close.
Aussie's just going for health drain here, so I don't think he's going for baby skip. Which is reasonable to expect because he doesn't have the wave beams. It's much harder without the wave beam. Monaco's spending a little
high
long
jump.
Took some acid dips there. Pace is right. Saves the frames.
At this point, frames is what he needs.
Alright, Monaco's dipping into regular missiles for these Metroid kills, so he is going in a little bit slower just because of his ammo conservation.
The thing is, Maniacal can get a baby skip, whereas Aussie could not, because Aussie does not have. But neither of them have wave beam, so they're probably not going to do it either way. As you stated.
For Monaco's not draining his health, so he's going to give it a try nonetheless. Because, like you mentioned, those high jump boots. Of course, Aussie's almost about to enter Mother Brain's room, and he's using the. He's going to go for a shine spark here. He's got the baby in a nice circular pattern. He's cleared most of the fronds in a way. Nice.
Well done. Well done.
It's not enough at this point, but it does save him a little bit of time.
Then I can pretty much tell you that Aussie is not going to save the animal.
Yeah, there's memes, and then there's memes. And babies are the memes that you will never ever go for.
Maniacal gets the ice beam Zebetite skip, and now he's also on Mother Brain Prop.
It looked like Muff Brain's leaning forward for a rainbow beam. Also drains a little bit of health. And now we got the baby cutscene coming up.
Yep, not having charge beam is not really any point to doing stand up. So.
Right, Mother Brain's in meatball phase for Maniacal, and he's almost out of supers. Here come the regular missiles. So he's still throwing meatballs. Okay, leaning forward now. He's good. Excellent Mother Brains by both Rossi and Maniacal. Really accurate first shots. Not, I don't think either of them missed a single missile.
Very nice.
Poor baby dies with a big scree. No charge beam for either runner, but they do get a hyper beam now.
Hyper beam is gonna tear Mother Brain apart.
According to chat, hey, Aussie, bad X-ray. No.
Oh my.
Yeah, so according to chat, Aussie has saved the animals once before. If he does it here, he's gonna lose. Oh yeah, he did it as SG Live in the crowd control race, right?
Oh man.
I mean, I think he can still save the animals at this point and just be slightly ahead, but oh man, he's not making this easy on himself.
It's gonna be so close. This is awesome. This is one of the best races I've seen in a while. And down goes Mother Brain for Maniacal.
Yeah, there's about 50 seconds between him at this point. That's not time enough that he would spend at the animals, unless he decides to taunt the animals, which he'd waste time on.
Seen that happen before.
But maybe he's thinking, oh, nobody's finished ahead of me. Maybe I'd actually better get that first place that I should have gotten 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, here we go. Get your GGs in chat for Aussie 101.
He finishes with an official SOL time of 2 hours, 48 minutes, and 7 seconds. In first place, GG.
You gotta imagine Maniacal seeing the dot done right now. He's like, no! No! Oh, and
flops the
Maniacal
speed.
didn't get the charge.
Gets to that time despite the rising acid.
I honestly didn't know there was acid there.
Yeah, if you spend too long messing around in that bottom room, you get caught up by acid. I don't know how far up the acid goes, because I've never wasted that much time in that shaft, but hey, there it is.
And get your second set of GGs in chat for Maniacal. Preemptively, of course. And we are joined by Aussie.
Hello.
And as you join us, Maniacal finishes in second place with an official SR time of 2 hours, 49 minutes, and 2 seconds.
So he was just. He was just 55 seconds behind you, Aussie.
Yeah.
Would have been closer or a lot further away if you weren't doing all your crazy meme stuff that we like.
Yeah, you're always afraid that the memes get you a loss, but not this time. Never punished.
So, what are your thoughts on the seed, Aussie?
Kind of generic seed, because I just went to all the places, full cleared all the things, and ended up winning. I guess there were early game choices to be made. My choices late game were limited by the myths, and I got those pretty late. Oh, where were high jump?
High jump was in the waterfall chest in Swan Palace.
Right, you
Okay.
went right past it.
Okay, that's fine then. If I had high jump, then I would have skipped Turtle Rock. Would have gone through a lava dive, got to Mire and Desert, and got Varia from that.
Yeah, as best as we could tell, that flute was completely required in logic.
You two definitely put on a good show for our chat today, though. And everybody else is going to watch these in VODs or whatever. It's definitely a good race through and through.
And
now
we're
we're
joined by...
joined-
sorry.
Go ahead. You got it.
We're joined by Maniacal as well. GG.
Hey, thanks. GG.
So, when you saw the dot done from Aussie, how did you feel? Because you were right there.
Yeah. Irked. Felt like I could have been competitive in that one, but just a little unlucky. But that's okay.
You guys did an excellent. It was an excellent race. By far, one of the best races I've seen in a long time. You guys both did but fantastic. Put on an excellent show for everybody. So don't feel bad. Don't do any of that. It was just a really good race all through and through.
Yeah, I just haven't been able to win these weeklies in probably the past 6 months or so. I've just been running real cold in them. So that's a little bit of a beating, but at least I kept it competitive.
I think your main problem here at the end was you were hunting for ammo. I mean, Aussie was memeing around quite a lot, which everybody saw, but so that cost him a few minutes. But regardless of the memes, you had one big advantage over Aussie, and that was completely skipping wreck ship except for Fantoon. And Aussie actually full cleared that.
Yeah, I figured that was the one thing that I had this seed because I was pretty thorough everywhere else, unless Pendant Skull was an attractive play. But everything else I was pretty slow too. Yeah. I felt really bad about being as late to the boots as I was, and having been in Desert ahead of time. That was where I felt like I got punished the most.
Yeah, we were pretty low on E-tanks to get boots really early.
Yeah, the loadout was really bad for Super Metroid for doing the hell runs. So being early to boots would have been a pretty savant tier play. But
Exactly.
I felt like I was in Desert before I was in Upper Norfair though, pretty much. So I don't know if you were in Desert ahead of that as well. If you found Desert was boots locked before you found the boots.
I was Upper Norfair, then Turtle Rock, and then Desert. So I just headed for Turtle Rock. And one trip.
So that one Death Mountain, Turtle Rock, and then not having to double dip Desert is kind of nice. That's probably close to a wash, with like, I mean, it's probably like 60% erect ship, honestly. But I mean, I have the worst movement in this matchup, and so I know that I need to get at least a little bit lucky to be competitive.
I'd say 55 seconds is pretty competitive.
Yeah, like I said, it was a close race. I felt good about sub 250 on the green pendant flute seed. Was Book anywhere to be found? Was like Book wasn't in Wreck Ship, was it?
Wreck Ship held Blue Mail under the ocean, and that was it.
Okay, yeah, that I figured that, and that Boots didn't lead to something at King's Tomb, Bonk Rocks, or Lumberjack was kind of my out, and that Front of Escape was dead. Those were the only things that I'd left, and I left the upper world stuff because I needed Boots to lead to something behind Desert for that flute to be really valid for me to be in the race. And then ultimately it did. It got me Gravity and the Flippers. The Flippers were very lucky where they were. I mean, maybe unlucky. Maybe if Flippers had been like first chest Front of Escape and everyone had done like Swamp and Ice, then that might have helped. But I felt good about the Flippers.
By the time I got Flippers, I did everything except for Skullwoods. So.
Did you fake Ice?
Did I what?
Did you fake Flipper into Ice?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say I was pretty much the only thing I'd left was Skullwoods, Upper Dark World, in Front of Escape, but everything else was cleared out.
Yeah, I did Escape with my Pyramid Fairy check. I
was
like
going
I could have
to.
skipped it.
Yeah, if Pyramid Fairy wasn't something, then my route was Front of Escape and then like Saving Quit to Sanctuary, King's Tomb, Bonk Rocks, Lumberjack. But I knew that if it wasn't Pyramid Fairy for the progression, that I was just so far behind because there was a strong potential that the flute from Turtle Rock was not going to be a hard requirement. And so I felt like I was behind on movement and a Turtle Rock if the Varia wasn't the thing, so I just chased the Varia.
Yeah, it seemed like Varia would lead to the next thing, but I was there, so just cleared out the checks.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, especially from someone who is movement advantaged in the matchup to just be thorough there. Whereas I felt like for me making the skip made a lot of sense. Just, playing to win, not playing to not lose, sort of thing.
What was your favorite part of the seed?
I actually really enjoyed the texture of the whole seed. I felt like Super Metroid was really barren. Like the movement was very sparse. The loadout was kind of crappy. I actually really enjoyed this one. I felt like it was kind of a fun ride.
Yeah, we were kind of saying for hours and hours, like the only movement item you guys ever got was the grapple beam, which so like most of Meridia, most of lower North would have been locked off to you, regardless of your hell dives and such.
Yeah,
so,
which
it didn't really help you much of your Super Metroid stuff, but you got like a load of Link to the Past items with just let you progress Link to the Past with only occasional dips into Super Metroid required for like Moon Pearl and Boots.
Yeah, Hookshot was big. Hookshot and Bryn Loop was pretty vindicating, so I wanted to chase that pretty aggressively with East Death Mountain and Hera. Didn't really go too many places, but I felt good about finding it where I did.
Well, I was late to Moon Pearl, so that's why I did all of Wreck Ship and ended up doing the rest of Bryn Loop.
Okay. Yeah, I felt like I got Moon Pearl pretty early because I went straight to Gauntlet, and then I had 3 Power Bomb packs, so I went up through Blue Bryn, and then over, completely cut off Wrecked Ship, didn't even check Moat, and went down Red Tower and got Moon Pearl there. Just kind of doing a very thorough early route, because I had Grapple at that point, and I was like, well, that gives me X-Ray, and I thought it was possible that you might not have grapple at that point and may have just done early X-ray or something, and so I thought that it was a decent play for me to get down and at least check that stuff.
Yep.
Plus, I wanted to get to Death Mountain.
Yep, I did an early X-ray.
Sounds about right.
After Hookshot, I wanted to get to the mountain. So I went down and didn't have... Actually, I skipped X-ray that time and got on my second pass.
I don't believe you had enough health the first time you went past X-ray. You probably would have. You might have been able to make it because you're outstanding, but I don't know. You were pretty low on energy.
Yeah, I did it in the dash qualifier, like on 1E tank.
I was gonna say, I feel like the requirements are like Morphin Power Bomb Pack.
Yeah, but it's pretty slow getting back. You have to wait for the waiver.
Yeah, that's what, like 8 seconds or something that you have to wait for the cycle, for the like global waiver cycle to come so you can get that first deboost. It's slow.
Yeah, it's slow. So I put off till second loop. Still didn't have grapple. And just deboosted across and back.
But yeah, GG. I think it'll probably be a fun one to watch back. I mean, it was a close race at least, so those are always fun. I'm sure chat enjoyed it.
So my Moldorm bounce, I got the frame, and I was in good position. I just forgot to release the spin, and that's why it failed.
Yeah, I thought you just got tired of Moldorm's crap and killed him because you were just like, all right, I'm done messing around. Because you guys are both, with your attempts to do the Moldorm bomb jump, Maniacal had caught up to you. You guys were on the fight at the same time. And you literally hook-shot it across the gap within milliseconds of each other. And you guys both fought Aga 2, and you guys killed him about the same time. Frames apart. You guys' ducks came in. And then you got the one cycle on Ganon, and I don't know what happened to Maniacal. He got 2 cycled. I don't know where it happened there, but
yeah.
And then from there it was just
what happened was I was late to the spin and the trident was too far away, so I didn't get the double hit, so I couldn't do a tempered 1-on-1. And so it was just an execution failure, and then like the slow, fast eye close, slow, fast eye close, mid, slow Fantoon did not help.
Yeah, no, Fantoon was very mean to you. Very mean.
That was like one of the worst Fantoon patterns that I think I've ever gotten. I didn't do myself any favors because my Dopplers were bad, but it was not great.
So you had Fantoon after Ganon, I had Dragon after Ganon.
Okay, yeah, I did Swamp to Dre, grab the missiles at Precious Missiles to Ganon's Tower, just saving Quit to ship Fantoon to Torian was kind of my end game.
Yeah. Already after Swamp makes sense. It's a little closer.
Yeah, it's kind of flipping coins, but I did want to have an idea what my ammo looked like ahead of Ganon's Tower and see if like Precious Missiles was like a super pack or something.
No, I knew I was good for ammo.
Okay, I had about 10 missiles leeway at that point if I opened all the doors, but I wanted a little bit more to work with in case like Metroid drops were really bad or something.
Any final thoughts from you two gentlemen?
Nah, just GG, Aussie, and thanks for the commentary. Thanks for having us on the restream. It's always a fun time. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, and thank you guys for giving us a great show today, as always.
GG to both of you, and I think that's about time for us to wrap things up. If you like what you see, give Speed Gaming 1 through 6 a follow, give the runners a follow, give myself, Semper Firedog, or Revolving Ocelot a follow, and our tracker, Hugo J. Maya, I'm gonna guess that's probably wrong. You'll probably correct me. He's our tracker. He kept us honest today. Right now, I think there are 2 other ALTTP races going on. They're tournament bracket races going on in other speed gaming channels. But other than that, I'm Semper Firedog, and we will see you next mission.
Absolutely, see. But if you want to see more Link to the Past, stay tuned, because we have got another race coming up here on Speed Gaming 2, part of the Link to the Past tournament at 7:20 Eastern Standard Time. We've also got a race that's just started on Speed Gaming 3, and one that's going to start in about 20 minutes on the main Speed Gaming channel. So please do check this out, and I'll see you there. Have a good day, all night.